creature that lives in the fucking woods. A tibrid.
Tibrid.
Right off the bat, I needed to be known that I hate your guts.
Okay.
For this.
That's fine. That's cool. It's a good way to start a podcast with your friend.
Welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club. Matt really fucked us this week.
Oh, sorry. I gave you 3 options.
Yeah.
And you picked, houses in the middle of nowhere. Oh.
Here's the problem, is that one of those 3 options was fucking dog garbage, all right? This is what you've done. And now you're gonna reap the reward, that being 7 pages of notes I wrote about this fucking movie.
All right, well, look. We needed this movie to appreciate the movies we're going to watch in the future.
That's fair enough, dude. You got to start at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to found footage horror. That way it's only up.
You really got a M. Night Jamalana and Ding Dong
you got
movie
M.
in
Night
there.
Jam along with this.
Yeah, there you
shit.
go. I like the way you put it better. Welcome to the podcast already, Jason and Tizzy.
Listen, do your fucking intro so that I can get into this.
Okay.
Because, oh my God. I made a mistake last week, I think, when you brought this up. I said that I had seen it about 5 times. That was a lie. It was way fewer times than that. And
Good.
I thought, I just had, a fever memory about it. So I've only seen it, I think, 3. This would be my 3rd.
Good, because, the way you were like, I've seen it so many fucking times. What a garbage film. Why? Why do you keep watching it? It's obviously good, and you just want to...
Yeah.
It's not that bad of a film, guys. Don't even listen to Jay. We're still sitting in the squeakiest chairs in the world. So
This time you have the squeakier one of the 2, I believe.
No.
This is the one.
Look, my whole thing was I was going to WD-40 this chair.
Yeah. I literally did that
this
2
podcast.
days ago on my own.
I'm going to do that next time.
Okay.
Because I don't think we have WD-40 anyway.
Can you even hear it?
Yeah.
You can't. So it's quite audible.
Sometimes it sounds like I'm cutting farts out. And then sometimes the farts happen over talking, so it's like, I really hope people don't think that's farts.
Yeah. Okay, we have squeaky-ass old people chairs.
Yep. I'll WD-40 them next time.
Office chairs from 1978. This is a very high-budget production.
I got that chair 14 years ago.
Exactly.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Where are you going?
WD-40.
Oh, he's doing it right now.
Do it.
Let's see, this is what happens, guys. All it takes is me melting off briefly, for a very short period of time, in fact, in order for positive change to be made. And this is what it's like. This is how to motivate your friends and family to do things that are for the betterment of themselves and their lives. Just be mouthy. And now, obviously that I'm trying to make it squeak, it's not going to. So that's cool as well.
We don't have any.
We don't have any.
All right. Fuck it. So welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club. Squeaky chairs all day.
Squeak House Movie Club.
Go to darkroastcult.com. Show all your friends just show the website to them.
I've been telling people all about this thing. People know about it.
That's good. More people need to just go to the website. Just do whatever on the website. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
There's plenty of options.
You know what you should do, actually, is join the mailing list.
Ooh.
I promise you I don't email you much. Just when there's something new to check out.
We've got a mailing list. There's also a Discord that you can join.
There's a Discord. There's people in there who are...
chatting about things, posting posters to horrible movies.
They're very ready to talk to you about boogers and all that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, for sure. Also, while we're here, let's do hold on. Do I still have it up? Do I? Hold on.
I'm holding.
Okay, hold.
I'm still holding. My horses are so held right now, it's insane.
Woo! Better hold them horses. Hold on. We got to shout out.
Istanbul.
We got to shout out specifically.
Istanbul. What up, 18 people from Istanbul who listen to this podcast somehow for some reason?
Thank you. Thanks for listening. We appreciate
the 18 people in Istanbul who speak English.
Please enjoy Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey as well. What else we got? We got 7 from Spain, and then a place called Broomfield in the United States, which, that just sounds like a clean cornfield.
Yeah, well, it's better than Schaumburg.
Andy Schaumburg, U.S.
So what's up? Shoutouts to those specific locations.
For some reason, there's a great cluster of people who like 2 grown men in an attic bitching about horror movies every week.
Well, and we appreciate you for listening.
One person in Bulgaria. Awesome.
What's up, Bulg?
I want.
All my Bulgies. I'm gonna never call you that again. I'm sorry.
Is it cold there? Do they have blue bulgs all the time?
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know where it is. But if you
Well,
give
it's
me,
in Bulgaria.
yeah, well, give me a map. I'll find it. It's there.
I guarantee you that we'll. You know, the whole Eastern Bloc, which is what I assume that is. I could be wrong on that as well. But it all sort of blends together, don't it?
Yeah, it do tend to.
You're from Moldova, and everywhere else is just Moldova.
Oh man, I can't think.
Dracula's castle is in that area somewhere.
I'm trying to think of where Chernobyl is.
That's in Russia.
No, it's in
Ukraine.
no.
It's one of those two.
Belarus.
Damn it. Yeah.
Belarus. That's the only other place I can think of. So,
There was this metalcore band that I used to listen to called Belarusian Fucking Idiots. It's the only metal band from Belarus I've ever come across.
Oh,
and
okay,
they weren't bad.
I'm glad they're from there.
Oh, yeah,
at
no, they
least.
were.
They're not just like, hey guys, this is what we think of you. Well, it's not like people from Belarus have like
TVs,
electricity.
yeah. They got Zenith televisions in black and white with tubes still.
Yeah, I was watching this guy on YouTube who goes around Belarus, and it's just a lot of old guys standing in woods, like drinking vodka. He's always just like, oh, here's some guys, and they're like, oh, you vodka? And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll have some of that.
Sure.
And then like he gets drunk in a ditch with like,
I mean, you know, it's the good stuff. Look where it's from.
yeah, where did they get it from?
When your life is tending to animals and being depressed because of how short the days are, because it's winter constantly, what else do you have to do?
Fair. Did you see what I sent you on Twitter?
What's that?
It's like a little YouTube link. Mm-hmm. There's a YouTube channel where a guy he trains dogs,
Okay.
but he also talks about how he was molested by Bigfoot.
Whoa! Just bury the lead on that. No, I haven't checked that out yet.
Okay, well I sent you a link. Yeah, it's just
Today?
like the other day.
Oh my god.
He's like, this is where it happened, and he's like, he just gives the whole story about it. It's
because it's a leap already to believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And then to not only do I believe in Bigfoot, he touched me in my private square.
yeah, well, more than once I think too. I think there's like a couple videos. I didn't watch the second one. I'm just like, well, Jay will watch this.
This guy's fucking dipping into the fermented potato a little bit too much. And he comes out with a hallucination of a big hairy man touch. It could just be your friend.
It could be. It could very well have been in an ape costume.
How many camping trips did you go on with a guy you maybe shouldn't trust?
Yeah. Now, but yeah. So I don't know what his channel is. I know
my God.
he trains dogs. That's like in the title of his channel. But then also he has some Bigfoot stories that are unbelievable.
He's got up close and personal with those big feet.
Bigfoot fetish.
Bigfoot should get an OnlyFans where he just does foot jobs. I bet you that would kill.
Oh, I'm gonna have to ask you to sign a non-disclosure agreement on that because that's gonna be business.
Yeah.
I just cut that out of the podcast. All right.
Well, that's fine.
No, it's gonna take the world by fucking storm.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean to out your next entrepreneurial endeavor like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you. Do you have two sentences or
Okay,
less?
well, first of all,
three sentences.
First of all, the movie that we watched this week was M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit.
M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. My old iPhone used to autocorrect it to that, and there was nothing I could do about
That's
it.
fucking hilarious.
I know.
You try to be, and this is the whole thing. Like the theme of this movie is we try to be serious and fail because it's a joke.
Yeah,
Everything is a fucking punchline in the context that was created by the person who made them. Like, there's no point in anything. Anyway, yes, at the very end here, I actually wrote more than one synopsis this time.
Oh, shit.
So we're just going to run down the list.
okay.
The only thing scarier than dementia is freestyle rap. That's the first one. The second one is when your mom goes on a cruise, the kids get treated like the Jews because they get put in an oven twice. And then the third one, I also wrote a haiku, but the third one is Catherine Hahn somehow manages to exhibit even worse judgment as a mother than she did when she fucked John C. Reilly against a bathroom sink in Step Brothers.
Yeah. Yes, she did, didn't she? That's exactly where she's from.
Yep.
Oh,
that
yep.
and Parks and Recreation, where she plays a lobbyist who's very good at her job. But in that, she also bangs a ton. Like one of her major motivations in existence in her waking life is to bang good.
Good God. Yep. Okay. It's all coming together now.
Do you want to hear my haiku?
I do want to hear that haiku.
Old people are weird. Sometimes they shit in diapers. Put it on my face.
Oh.
I just described every part of this movie that's worth noting.
You did. You really did. You got it.
It wasn't 2 sentences or less, but damn good synopsis. I don't care.
I didn't even write one.
Yeah.
Just like, just old people shouldn't. You should. There should be supervision. Hey, you haven't seen these people in a while? Okay, yeah, have my kids.
Dude, the whole premise of this film, that's what that is. Oh, I've been estranged from my parents for 20 to 30 years. Let's just send my kids there.
Yeah, no big deal.
I'll go on a cruise instead.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot more fun than making sure that your children aren't taken by strangers.
The fucking cruise thing is so dumb, like, serves no... Okay.
Well,
see, you can tell that already I'm getting upset.
All right. Yeah, I just didn't write a synopsis.
Yeah.
I just wrote we needed this movie to appreciate other movies.
True.
That you
It's a teeter-totter, right? You gotta have the yin and the yang.
You wrote enough synopsises for all of us, to be honest. So this movie opens with what's her face there, Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, at the end of high school, I fell in love with my substitute English teacher. So
whoops.
Here's
little did you know, there's way more about this movie that has to do with Your Next, which is the movie we watched previously.
Was my whole point. I was like, look at. You just tied it in all together nicely. I picked a nice movie that has so many links to the old one. It's so good.
The first thing that I wrote is about how the Blumhouse logo. Now, this is worth noting. Blumhouse is essentially a production house that buys horror properties and then funds them to be made. And what happens is most of them are horrible. So this is I think it's Oren Peli's or it's James Wan's, like the guy who made Insidious.
Okay.
Either way, terrible. The guy's name who runs it, his last name obviously is Blum. Either way, like that's his whole purpose in life is to just pick up movies that can't get budget for one reason or another and then give them budget. And then it's a real spaghetti at the wall tactic. I'm going to throw out 6 horror movies this year and probably one of them is going to do well. Blumhouse. And their intro is just like every single creepy thing imaginable in a room. It's a little girl walking while she's looking at you with wet hair for some reason. There's like a crack and some spiders and shit.
I wasn't even looking.
It's my favorite, like, whatever you would call, like, the introductory logo for a production company.
Yeah, it's like a title card or something.
Yeah, because it's just, the card itself is a perfect representation of that production company. We're just going to slap everything together and hope it works. M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit.
You know what?
M. Night Shyamalan used his director's fee from After Earth in order to produce this movie.
Good for him.
After Earth is a Will Smith and Jaden Smith popularity vehicle that's so bad that you've never heard of it.
I have heard of it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, because it was like, hey, my boy needs a film.
100%. That's totally. I want Jaden Smith to be in a movie. Let's do that.
Yeah.
The Pursuit of Happiness did really well because it's real good, and there's like 13 minutes of Jaden Smith on screen while he's 6 years old, which is my point here. If you're going to have a child actor in your movie, make sure they're good or have them in the background and nothing else.
Yeah.
Don't have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old at the forefront of your film if you want it to be watchable.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Holy
I'm not
fuck.
gonna.
I have so much to say about how bad both of these kids are in this movie.
Well, let's start at we'll start right here at the intro.
Yeah.
It starts off with what's her face talking about how bad her relationship was with everybody.
She says that her parents described her emotionally manipulative because that's what that is when you have a teacher-student relationship. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Boyfriend as having an impatient eye, which is old people for he just wants to fuck real bad right now.
They just have such an eloquent way of putting things.
Yeah.
I just love it, you know?
It's subtextual always. You have an impatient eye. Oh, he's got the rubber legs.
He's got a hard dick and it's looking for
Flesh. He's got an impatient third eye.
His balls quiver, thusly.
In anticipation.
Yuck. Just yuck the whole thing. So yeah, it's a 15-year-old making a documentary. So it's not going to be good.
No, it's going to be shit. So they like do all this, all of her lines, for some reason, she speaks like fucking, she's Stephen Hawking. I don't understand why she's got to be Neil deGrasse Tyson about literally everything. The words that she uses are on a level that probably her parents couldn't even understand.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, she's got a lot of knowledge. Thank God she's got somebody who makes films making a film right there to be like, hey, say this word.
Yeah. Like, I could almost guarantee you that she didn't understand half of her own dialogue.
No, but she has more cameras and knowledge than both of us put together.
I like to pride myself on having a pretty decent vocabulary, right? There were times in this movie where I was like, what the why even just use the regular word for that? What, do you just have a pocket thesaurus all the time?
Nobody wants a well-spoken 15-year-old.
No, especially a filmmaker, because you're already like a big deal in your head.
Yeah.
And then you try to back it up by speaking over everyone else's. Great. Right at the very beginning, this mom is trying to be like open and honest with her daughter, and her daughter basically goes, "Hey, let's shoot an intro where we show like you have so much emotional parental baggage that you're gonna have to check it in at the gate." Great. So already like such an abrasive way to do like talking head interviews when you're trying to make a documentary, and that continues throughout the movie. Like, she does nothing to make the people she's filming feel comfortable ever.
She tries to do like that little weird pre-interview thing where she asks those questions that
Prepared questions.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're getting ready to do a fucking polygraph test.
All right.
That makes me comfortable enough to open up to you, 15-year-old girl.
Fine.
Damn.
Yeah, the whole, like, I'd say the first, 5-6 minutes of this film is them being like, here, we're really gonna rush and tell you everything you need to know about the next hour and a half of your life.
Yeah.
Grandparents found us on the internet, so we're gonna go, like, ew.
First of all, yeah, like, how do you know? Where's any way to confirm that these are actually your grandparents?
They don't bother to even look to see if there are any.
And like, so you're sending your kids to your grandparents' house who you've never spoken to before, or not spoken to, but haven't spoken to in a very long time, right? You sent them out there with no idea how they look.
Nope. Didn't even bother to take the train with them.
My parents hit me up on Facebook and said that they wanted to meet their grandkids. I'm not going to show them a picture.
Nah.
And that's the whole premise of this movie. It wouldn't exist had they known what their grandparents looked like. They show up and they go, oh, that's not them. Bye.
Yeah, back on the train. Well, we tried.
They try to really drum up emotion with that shit. First of all, there's like, she's taking all this B-roll footage, and part of it is her mom packing the suitcases for her and her brother. What 15-year-old girl lets their mom pack their suitcase for them? 15 years old? That's like the peak of, I want to have nothing to do with you during my waking life.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And obviously she wants to be in control of literally everything. So why? I didn't. That's the first why, and then there's 37 whys.
I didn't put any of that together.
Holy fuck. I had no choice but to. This is the thing, right? I'm spouting off.
Hey, somebody's got to spout off.
The most egregious and disrespectful thing that you can do is have your movie be boring. A boring movie is the worst kind of movie. I'd rather have no movie.
Okay, all right.
So when I'm so bored that I'm picking apart scene by scene, like little things like that, that means your movie sucks.
So when you write... See, I thought when we write less, that's when the movie sucks. But you've written way more than needed. I've
written so much because I needed something to occupy my brain while I watched this, because it wasn't doing that.
All right, well, I'm sorry. I wanted to watch a movie I'd never seen before.
This movie sucks so bad I stopped halfway to go to breakfast with my grandparents.
Just make me feel bad. All right, it's cool.
Our introduction to Tyler, which is, okay, so we have Becca, that's the daughter. We have Tyler, that's her brother, the son.
Yeah.
Then we have Loretta, who is credited as mom on the IMDb page. Like, they didn't even try hard enough to get her name down. And then we have Nana and Pop Pop.
Nana and Pop Pop.
No, who
Worst-
on earth?
worst
Nobody
names.
has ever called their grandfather Pop Pop.
Nobody.
Unless you're Dutch. Unless you're straight from Dutchland, which is Denmark.
Right from the fatherland or the motherland or the you're right from a land.
Our introduction to Tyler, this 13-year-old freestyle rapper,
Disrespectful little boy.
is him in the back seat of the car driving to the train station going, yeah, I got 2 girls on deck right now, Mom.
Yeah, and then
Mom, I'm trying to fuck twice, and you're making it hard because there's no reception out there.
and then they bicker about their genitals. And the mom's like, you ain't got nothing going on down there. And the daughter's like, yeah, I seen him in the shower. I looked and you're right.
What is the nature of this family?
And then the boy's like, yeah, you ain't got no titties though. What the fuck? Pull over. Somebody's getting a spanking. What have you kids been doing?
We're not doing grandparents visit. We're going straight to family counseling.
What?
Why are you peeping on your brother in the shower? Why are you looking at your sister's tits?
Just drive into oncoming traffic. I'm gonna fix this family line.
We're setting up incest pornography right out of the gate.
Yeah, and then, so like that whole clip apparently wasn't supposed to have been filmed, and he's like, oh, whoops, I filmed that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we didn't need it.
So, okay, the number of shots and scenes in this movie that didn't need to be in the movie because they serve no fucking purpose. You're trying to make, this is part of the problem, right? M. Night Shyamalan comes from like traditional filmmaking, right?
He sure does.
And then he tried to make a found footage horror movie with about as much research as I would put into the cover letter that I would use for a job I didn't want. That's how much he cares about making found footage seem realistic.
And you know what? He kind of, he doesn't like try to hide it either later in the film.
At all.
He kind of takes a dump on other movies.
He sure does. He takes a dump on the medium as a whole. They're in Grand Central Station doing this very emotional hug because it's the last time because they're getting on the fucking train.
Yeah.
And they just set the camera up somewhere like halfway masked in a bag. Why? It's already clear that you're making a documentary. Just film the hug then.
Yeah.
Don't film the hug hidden. And then also it's like 15 feet away from them. You're in Grand Central Station. That shit's getting stolen in 5 seconds by a homeless man.
All right. Look, I'm gonna come right. This is I fucking hate this.
Yep.
I hate this in Survivor Man.
Yeah.
I hate this in any film.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Here, let me put this camera down. I'm going to walk a kilometer away, then have to walk back to pick it up,
Yup.
and walk that same kilometer to go back to where I was.
Because I want to make it look good.
Yeah, so that's like, and like the whole camera in the bag, that's like a 15-year-old being like, this is going to look good. This is going to look good. Oh, I didn't think about this at all.
So it's on brand for a 15-year-old girl to be like, okay, this is going to be a good shot, and it's garbage.
Yeah, but then the rest of the film, she's like, this has got to be perfect. She's got like 2
She's
cameras
talking about
set up.
film technique. She's talking
Yeah.
about getting people naturally and shit.
But she jams her camera in a bag. And then also that shot where she's like looking out the window at her mom who like is like happy. She's like, pretend a joke. And all of a sudden she's like, wait a minute, I'm sending my kids away. And you see her immediately start to frown and look really upset.
She has a total mental breakdown the second the train moves too fast for her to run after.
Yeah, she's like, wait, no, my kids.
I've made a mistake.
Well, I do have to go on that cruise though. They're not going to refund that.
I'm going to go on a cruise with my hot Mexican boyfriend.
Oh boy.
That's what's happening. And then we get this is the part where I knew exactly what kind of movie we were watching. First of all, 2 different scenes in this movie. Somebody realizes they're being filmed and then launches into Shakespeare.
I hate it.
I used to be an actor back in the day. Let me just recite fucking Macbeth.
Yeah, like anybody is doing that like nobody approaches anybody filming that way. At least not now, because like everybody's making a fucking TikTok.
It's the exact opposite of reality. How many people have you like ever met who, when having a camera pressed into their face unexpectedly, is just cool with it?
They're immediately uncomfortable.
Yeah,
They look into
everyone
the
is.
lens, they look at you, and then they try to back to the side.
It's awkward as shit.
Oh yeah.
But so the train conductor and then one of the guys who comes to do like a checkup on the grandparents, somehow they just have in their back pocket the play that they recited in 12th grade.
Right.
Like they're just waiting for their chance.
This is the one time. Oh wait, you got a camera? I haven't seen a camera in 14 years. To be or not to be. To be or not to be.
And fucking... It sucks because I know that monologue because I did it, but I was in grade 10 drama, and the last thing that I would bring up is that monologue when I see somebody filming something. Oh, you must be documenting your whole trip. I'll leave you alone because this is your film and I'm not the star. That's how literally every human being on the earth operates.
Oh,
not the train
filming
conductor.
something? I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me step to the side. Get your shot.
And then the only black man in the entire movie has to sit there and listen to a 13-year-old boy freestyle rap about the chicks he fucks.
Yeah.
Like, badly. It's bad rap. Why are we filming the rap all the time?
Imagine being that young boy and like having to do that rap and then just like continue to live.
He's got this. So we have his IMDb page pulled up right now. Look at how old he is now.
Yeah.
You think he looks back on this movie and goes, "That's my Purple Heart"?
No, I don't. I think he
looks back on this movie and goes, "That was my war crime."
He looks back on that movie and goes, "Ah, man, I got paid."
I'm never gonna trust a Middle Eastern person again.
Well, I don't know if I'll go that far, but he's definitely...
Dude, M. Night Shyamalan did him so dirty.
He's definitely going to do a little more research into the role, I think. Also,
if you're going to be an international rap star whose name is, and I'm hoping you have this name on deck. Oh, there it is. Now, I need you to picture essentially Frankie Muniz in Malcolm in the Middle with an emo haircut.
I just say Beans. Beans from, what was that show on Disney Channel?
I have no idea.
It was a girl had braces.
No.
Even Stevens.
Stevens. I never watched any of that shit because I knew child sitcoms were bad when I was one.
I'm pretty sure that Even Stevens had Shia LaBeouf in it, didn't it?
I'm sure it did.
Did you just hate Shia? Is that it?
I don't hate Shia.
I just assume he's in a lot of things. I don't know.
Anyway, this fucking guy's rap name is T Diamond Stylus.
Yeah.
And
T Diamond, and then the thing that people touchpads with, they don't want to use their fingers.
Yeah, that you draw. Oh, well, he's a germaphobe. That makes sense.
There you go.
Fuck.
Yeah, they really... we'll get to that, because sometimes he is, sometimes he really doesn't have a problem with things.
So my point is, if you're going to be an international rap star, and there's a part where they're talking about how after their dad left, their biological father dipped out when they were kids. They went to psychology, and that's why he's a germaphobe. Not because of the psychology, but because the dad left and he's got a thing with control, and his control manifests via having to be clear of germs all the time. While they were doing child psychology, they probably should have put him in speech therapy because he has a lisp that is so intense, I couldn't understand half the words he said.
I thought that was just rap music. I was like, what's he saying? I don't fucking know.
He fucking compares himself to Tyler, the Creator, to his grandmother, who there's no way she has any fucking idea who that is.
Nope.
Why would you even ask if she knew?
Good Lord. So they arrive to this fucking, it's not even a train station. It looks like it's just a train halfway into a bridge. And,
it does. And it's not a stop.
No, it's not. It's not. It's like, here, just get out.
It broke down.
Get out and walk up that hill.
Yeah. Where they have the sign on the top of the bridge, like, why not go down to the platform with it?
Right.
It's because they don't want to be seen.
You raise a good point there.
Why don't they want to be seen? We're going to find right out shortly.
They probably shouldn't have brought a big fucking flag that had names on it.
They probably shouldn't have been the only fucking people at the whole train stop station. I can't say station because it isn't one.
No. So they get introduced to their grandparents, and then this disrespectful film bitch. First of all, she says something, and now that I've seen the whole movie, it's like,
What does she say?
Well, she says, "How do you feel about your new grandparents?" First of all, if they were your grandparents, they're not new.
No.
They're not new. They've been your grandparents this entire time.
You just didn't know about them. That doesn't make it new.
These people, they are your new grandparents, though.
Yeah, they sure are. Hang on, let me set the camera down on the other side of the bridge so that I can film us first meeting.
Yeah, pardon me. I gotta fucking drink some blood out of this carcass a kilometer away. Let me walk to that through the Brussels.
Oh my God.
Fucking Survivor, man.
So this woman tries to be Les Stroud. Not even woman. This young girl tries to be Les Stroud to the best of her ability this whole movie.
Bad filming techniques.
And a lot of things happen as a result of that ruin the found footage nature of the film.
How so?
Oh, how so?
How so, Jay?
Every single time that Tyler is supposed to be holding the camera and speaking into it, you can tell that it's not him holding it.
Oh, you
can
mean
tell
like
it's
he's-
just an adult man filming him, and then occasionally he'll reach his arm out like he's holding the camera in front of him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Every time that he switches, he tries to it looks like he's switching hands or he's switching positions. It's not that.
No, he's holding his hand out, and it's actually swiveling and hovering in his hand
Like a tripod.
because he's a magician.
Yeah.
And also, for holding this, look, it's a good 3-4 pound camera.
It's not light.
If he's got the DSLR and he's holding it out like arms stretched,
13 years old.
it's gonna look like
There's no shake.
there's very little.
And it's not like it's one of the, whatever you call it, like the auto balancing ones
No,
that eliminate the screen shake. It's just a fucking DSLR with a mic on top and a light.
Yeah, no, it just seems like there might have been somebody holding that camera, and he might have just been reaching, and then that dude was just like purposely shaking it, like,
Yep.
this kid wouldn't know how to hold a fucking camera like an asshole.
There's the scene where the grandfather, like once they get to the house and they're doing the house thing, I'm skipping ahead a little bit just to prove a point here, but he goes, just so you know, there's mold in the basement, don't go down there. When he comes into the room, Becca moves the camera to have him in frame, but it's supposed to be sitting on like a nightstand, like a night table.
Yeah.
No sound at all when she rotates it.
Oh, yeah.
And also it rotates perfectly as if it's on a tripod.
Yeah, that's interesting because like usually when you move a camera like on a flat surface, it sounds like this.
That's a fucking perfect. That's exactly how it sounds.
That's generally the sound you get no matter what.
Yeah, apparently, all of the nightstands and night tables in this house are made of the smoothest of surface.
Oh, they're slick night tables.
Yeah.
Slick.
Everything's lubed right up in this old people house.
Which is good because in the last old people house, fucking everything was creaky,
Yeah.
which is great. It's great. It's great for knowing when people are running around the house like animals.
You know, when people have dementia, the best thing to do is to make your house as soundless as possible. That's a real thing, so that they don't get freaked out.
Oh, I had
So
no
that's
idea.
that's probably why they did that. That's just, I'm making the most insane excuse for the stupidest thing on purpose.
So they they get back to their house, and immediately Grandma's like, "Why the fuck are your pants like that, kid?" And he's like, "I rap."
That's
And
that's the because he wants so badly for people to praise him for his ability to rap poorly.
So let's rap for Grandma.
Yeah.
And the look on her face. I hit pause because I had to write this down. The look on her old person face is like, oh no. And then
Even she knew it was gonna be awful.
yeah, and then they're like, give him a topic. He's a poet. He can rap about whatever. And she's like, oh, old people.
Yeah.
Pineapple upside down cake.
It's almost like she knew like how difficult it was to freestyle because she picked the hardest thing to rhyme. Pineapple upside down cake. You come up with something that rhymes every syllable in pineapple upside down cake.
Wine apple. Cup. Wide. Lake. Wine apple
Perfect.
cup.
I didn't know
Wide lake.
I didn't know you were Eminem.
My bad.
Anyway, that's my point. For somebody who doesn't know anything about freestyle rap, she sure did give him the fucking the final round at a spelling bee for it.
Well, look, it's not all right. I did pay attention to this part because he raps about, first of all, having more rhymes than a beehive has bees. But then he also rhymed me with bees,
Yep.
bee with bees,
Yep.
beehive with bees.
Yep.
What the fuck is that?
Nothing.
It's more like beat poetry, and then sometimes he'll find words that rhyme,
It's bad slam.
and then he says "ho" in front of his fucking grandmother.
He says ho with the enthusiasm of like Wiz Khalifa as well.
"Yeah."
He says ho like he's been saying ho since he came out of the womb.
"That's your grandmother.
It is.
That's your
Who
fucking."
you're just meeting for the first time.
Don't say "ho" in front of grandma.
This is what's happened since you've been estranged from us.
This is why you shouldn't move to the big city.
Mom should be sorry. Before that happens, like the whole thing, like this is another fucking, all the time that it's Becca and Tyler talking to each other and one of them's filming the other. You can tell that their dialogue is voiced over in post. All of it. Almost all of it.
Okay.
Because whoever's operating the camera, there's never any natural environmental sounds at all in their dialogue. when they speak, it's like perfectly recorded. And distance from the camera, despite the fact the mic's attached to it, and they don't have lav mics, because who at 15 does, is like perfectly audible. You could be 20 feet away from the camera and it sounds like you're whispering into it.
Well,
They didn't even fucking try.
it's a film, Jay.
Oh my God, dude.
It's a film.
You can make that better. There are plenty of found footage movies that are better. So while they're on the train, that's where they establish Tyler's germophobia, because he uses a napkin to touch the door handle of the bathroom.
I didn't see that, but I did see him flip a light switch at one point.
There's nothing unusual about wanting to be careful when touching the bathroom door handle on a train.
Yeah.
That's how you get monkeypox.
I use my elbows.
100%. To touch everything.
Yeah, if
Because 30,000 other people have touched it yesterday.
If it's a pull, I don't go in. If I can't push the door with my elbow, I just don't go in.
Nightmare.
So here's where...
Be disease conscious. Sure. You know what kind of climate we're in right now?
This is where we get Grandpa coming in and it's like, hey, what's up? Mold in the basement. We don't want you to get sick.
Yeah.
So don't go into the basement. That's the rules.
You stay out of the basement.
I don't know if-
Goosebumps
yeah, I was
taught you
gonna
that
say,
shit.
I don't know if you've seen Don't Go Into the Basement. They go into the basement.
Horrible things happen in the basement.
B, if there's mold in your house, why did you bring fucking kids there? And why do you continue to live there with your old lungs?
Bad mold, toxic mold. Because some is fine. But if we're talking black, uh-oh.
And it's not like mold doesn't know how to go upstairs.
No, it's real good at climbing walls.
Yeah,
it's fantastic at it, like it's its job.
It's in the air. So if you're breathing it, you're breathing it.
And this fucking woman opens a basement door and shuts it like 7 times later on in the movie. So that air is just traveling throughout the house regardless. This old wooden door that's going to protect you from nothing. The first red flag that I noticed, and I went into this movie behaving as if I didn't know the twist already. So I was just treating it like as if I was a first-time watcher. When they're driving back to the house, nobody says fucking a thing. You'd think, oh, I'm so enthusiastic about meeting my grandkids for the first time because I've never seen them, because I've been estranged from my daughter, whose children they are. Let's have a long and fruitful conversation about where we're all at as a family.
Yeah, let's ask some questions. Let's get the juices flowing.
Nope. Dead quiet, drive through the woods to an abandoned house. Hey man, this might not be what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if that train's looping back around. Is it still stopped there? Probably.
You guys got a radio station in here?
In your car? Literally
Just
anything but
flip it
dead
on.
silence, please.
I don't know. I feel like old people just love dead silence.
This grandmother certainly doesn't, because you'll catch her laughing to herself in a corner in a chair
Oh yeah,
all the time.
she's got her own problems. She's a troubled lady.
So I wrote down here, and I'm going to read the whole thing because it was the point that I was trying to make. When they get upstairs and they see their bedroom, it's not easy to make found footage not boring. Like, that's a difficult task because a lot of it is just people filming anything for any random reason.
Yeah.
One good thing to do, though, if you want to make your found footage movie not boring, don't film a rock, paper, scissors fight for who gets the big bed.
You didn't care who
I
got the bed?
didn't. Who the fuck gives a shit who sleeps where?
Well, obviously M. Night Shyamalan is very intuitive, and he likes to let people know, hey, I understand that a lot of people are probably curious as to the sleeping arrangement.
Yeah.
I can sense that. Rock, paper, scissors.
He's anticipating the curiosities of the people watching his film before.
I got to feel you and I are the only people who don't give a fuck about it.
If I ever get to a point in my life where an exciting thing for me is watching 2 kids rock, paper, scissors fight over who gets what bed, kill me. Just murder me.
Okay.
Do me a fave.
So yeah, this fucking kid. This fucking kid.
These fucking kids just.
This disrespectful boy is just filming his grandfather, just without his permission, doing his thing. He's got this. There's the shed that he goes to every day.
He goes to the shed occasionally.
Goes to the shed.
He's a farm guy, as they say later on in the movie, as if it wasn't clear.
Yeah. So he's going to the shed all the time, and apparently that's a red flag when you live on a farm, to be in and out of a shed.
To be just nearby the only shed on the property.
Yeah. And
when you own a farm.
This disrespectful
There's horses
boy,
clearly.
Yeah. He's fucking yelling at his pop. Pop cold shoulders him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you the things you were saying to your grandmother, I don't want to hear it either. I don't want to fucking hear ho.
The man clearly wants his space. As an old adult,
he needs his privacy.
check back in later.
Yeah, but no. So this kid's like, oh well, something's up in that shed. Better go investigate that. We get to that later.
So the whole thing is that there's no phone reception, right? Oh, we're out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. I don't have enough bars to text the chicks I plow. And so they set up the Ethernet cable with the laptop so they can Skype call their mom.
Longest Ethernet cable in the world.
World's I have one just as long, so I can't even. It goes from the router, which is in my living room by my roommate's computer, all the way down the hallway into my bedroom to connect to the PlayStation. And every time I trip over it, I think of you. Because when you moved into the last place you lived, one of the first things you ever said to me was, I hate having to tell people to mind the goddamn wires.
Just, if you're going to have wires,
Yeah.
just don't run them along the wall. Don't do it.
Well, I'll tell you, mine's not along the wall. It's right along the floor in a series of loops that are trippable always. So I hate myself.
I won't be getting drunk in your hallway.
You're going to rip my whole shit out. So during this Skype conversation, mom says that it's a miracle that she made it onto this cruise ship. How the fuck could this possibly happen to me? I'm so lucky about this cruise ship. A Walmart sales associate on a cruise ship. Guess what? Cruise ships are populated 100% by Walmart sales associates. Those are the people who go on cruises.
They need it.
Those are people. First, cruise ships are the shittiest vacation. It costs you like $60, and then the markup on liquor is so insane that you can't even get drunk without going bankrupt. And then the rest of the time, what are you doing? Sharing the top deck of a hot boat with a bunch of strangers.
That's not what I would be doing.
What would you be doing?
Worrying that I'm out to sea in a fucking boat.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's this guy, Tim Dillon, who's a stand-up comedian. He does a podcast. He used to be like a Wolf of Wall Street type back when that shit was popping. Like when selling fake, like shitty mortgages to people or shitty stocks to people was like the thing to do and just scam the shit out of them. Anyway, he worked on a cruise ship briefly. And he told a story about how this guy and his wife were on it and he just pushed her overboard. The end.
That's how you do it.
Tried to murder his wife right on the cruise.
That's
the kind of people who go on cruises. A beach cruise? Okay, so I'm going to travel for 3 days through the Caribbean, and then we're going to get off at a bunch of beaches where all of the locals know that that's where the cruise ship is stopping. So guess what's there? It's just a fucking Egyptian bazaar everywhere you go. Great. Sounds like a fun, stressless vacation. I'm going to go to an impoverished country and try not to get robbed and murdered.
Well, Jay, you're really not selling me on leaving the house. Fuck it. I'm not
a shut-in. Everybody
anything.
needs to be a shut-in like me. I'll continue to convert.
So yeah, we get this awkward Skype call with mom. It's one of those nicely filmed videos where you can tell that there's just kids looking at a green screen and waiting to respond.
Also, the way that the mom handles the laptop, it's very obvious that she's not at all using a laptop.
No, she's not.
That's just a camera.
Yep. Well, it's got the Skype logo on it, though.
Oh, thank God.
So Skype's got their little fucking plug.
Also, this movie, I don't know if you know, is sponsored by Sony Vaio.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
Because every laptop is a Vaio laptop.
And, I mean, it still works after grandma spills batter all over it.
Here's the thing. Oh, my God, with the batter. It's a little bit of batter right on the webcam. First of all, that's not suspicious. Secondly, you could just scrape that shit the fuck. Get a flathead screwdriver. You saw, guess what? Oh, that's just coming right off.
Yeah, just do your thumb. Just spit on it.
It's biscuit batter. It's not like she Gorilla Glued it.
Yeah, get a cloth, spit.
Do you want your mom to see you and make sure you're okay? Do you care at all? Put some effort in. Don't wait until 2/3 of the way through the movie in order to fucking put the effort in.
No.
During this fucking Skype call, mom calls her kids spoiled brats, despite the fact that they're in the woods with no phone reception.
Yeah, and she's on a cruise?
Yeah, that's the most spoiled you can get.
No. You guys are living it up in the antique store in the middle of the nowhere with strangers you've never met before. Fucking spoiled bitches.
And, okay, you have internet access. Text on the laptop. You know how easy it is to text on a fucking laptop?
Hit up MSN.
30 apps that you can do that. You already have Skype.
Yeah. Skype can make outbound calls.
You're gonna, man. Not to mention, like, he cares so much about his fucking phone, but it's like a BlackBerry flip-up screen.
Well, that's how he gets his bitches.
Fucking phone's from 1985. That's his burner. That's his burner for his hookups, right?
Oh, no.
This is a 13-year-old. We see him shirtless flexing, and he filmed it himself. Dangerously close to child pornography, this film. Especially when they get on the bed and fight for it and then tickle each other. Stepsis, what are you doing?
There ain't no step there.
No.
The only step is the one you kick out.
Raw, sis, what are you doing?
All right. So,
Yeah.
about this time.
That's what this whole podcast is going to be, by the way.
Yeah.
It's going to be me doing that.
This boy, he says, I'm going to use female pop singers instead of swear words.
That's fucking stupid.
I feel like they did that so it didn't get like a swear rating, or they didn't want the boy to swear too much.
I read that they had to blur naked grandma in the trailer in order for the same reason, for not to have an 18A.
Well, I saw an old lady's ass.
Yeah, twice.
And then we get this late night cookie run. This girl's like, I'm gonna film myself on a late night cookie run. I'm gonna go downstairs and get these cookies that grandma made. They're ballin'. I'm gonna have so many.
Cool.
Hey mom, look, I'm doing what you probably used to do as a kid. I'm sneaking out to get cookies. And
I need the elixir, Mom. She keeps talking about the elixir.
Okay, so first of all, yeah, she mentions the elixir,
Which is...
I assumed her mom was an alcoholic. And the elixir was alcohol.
Oh my god.
That's what that sounds like to me.
The elixir is psychological closure, Matt.
Well, yeah, no. I found that out after she's like, finally, the elixir. I'm like, oh, okay, so her mom doesn't have a problem.
Oh, man. That's fucking funny. Before the cookie run, there's a shot where Becca is editing. And then the whole thing is she doesn't look herself in the face in the mirror.
Ah, yes.
So during this shot, then there's very often mirrors where you can see her reflection, and that's like how the scenes are shot. In this one, it's just her and Tyler talking, and she fucks her lines up, and they just dub it over and keep it in.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you, the easiest thing to do in a found footage horror movie when you're filming it is go cut reset, because it's like 5 set pieces and 2 people. It takes 30 seconds to reset a scene when you're doing found footage. Lazy.
We don't have... Those kids have a bedtime of 9:30. All right? It's 9:30 bedtime. You can't keep them up late.
9:30
One take
bedtime
every
also.
time.
What's fucking stopping you from just staying up in your room? You got a computer.
I know. Like when...
They're like, oh, we're old people, so bedtime's 9. At no point does he say bedtime for the house is 9. No, it's just, we go to bed at this time. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, no. It's fucking your bedtime. We're partying. If you hear some noises, if the house is a-rockin', stay the fuck in your room.
Yeah.
Because, shit, there's stuff going down.
We have a very intimate relationship as siblings.
So what?
Probably just turn a blind eye.
I was thinking the grandparents were saying that because the grandparents are doing the fucking partying.
Yeah, they end up being the
Christ.
ones doing the partying for sure.
Well, what the fuck does she come across on her cookie run?
You tell me.
Oh, grandma's out on a stroll.
And
And
where's she headed?
Not to the bathroom.
No. Which is where she probably should be going.
Because she throws the fuck up all over the floor. And then not once does she go, Grandma, are you okay?
No.
She takes off, hey, Grandma's sick, let's go back to bed.
Also, she's trying to do a sneaky cookie run where she doesn't wake up anybody in the house or let anybody know that she is also awake. Turn the camera's light off.
Don't thud down the wooden hallway and slam a door.
With the brightest light in the house on.
While your grandmother is getting sick in the hallway. And like the next morning, nobody's like, hey, smells like puke around here, Grandma.
Every time that we do nighttime grandma encounters, they're like never spoken of afterward. Oh, Grandma's doing the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my fucking 15 years of living.
Well, what do you say? Like, hey, Grandma, it was 10:48 and you were ass naked scratching at the door.
Why are you sharpening your nails like a cat on the door frame?
Why is your ass out, Grandma? Why is your ass
There are
always out?
so many times where that question needed to be asked in this movie.
Oh, yep. But yeah, so they wake up and they're like, all right, we're going to get breakfast. We'll pretend it doesn't smell like vomit. Somebody cleaned that up. That's great.
The only good thing about this woman is at some point during her stay in the mental institution, she became great at baking.
Right?
I made you cheese biscuits. Oh, yeah? What'd you make them with? Dental floss and a toothbrush?
Oh, man.
Because that's all you have in there, probably?
The more I see them like being, I guess we'll say they have dementia.
Yeah.
More.
Well,
first of all, they explain it away as sundowners.
Let's get this straight. This movie treats dementia with the greatest level of disrespect imaginable.
It sure does.
Neither of these two old people have dementia or Alzheimer's.
No.
They're just insane, and then they go, we just have dementia.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. They just have Alzheimer's. That's why she's ass naked running around the house like a dog.
And throwing up in the hallway?
Yep. Dementia.
Anybody who doesn't have any education about what those two things are would become very confused by this movie when they go to their great-grandparents' house and all they're doing is just having too much milk in the fridge.
Yeah, they keep thinking it's Monday. That's it. And they're like, Monday!
The only time that, like, any of this behavior is, like, anything related to Alzheimer's is when the Pop keeps dressing up for places he thinks he's going.
Yeah.
That shit happens all the time. And you know what doesn't happen? Dementia doesn't turn your grandmother into a fucking a skunk ape crawling across the living room.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make you throw up and say crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention when you first are introduced to these two old people, they're doing a little interview. Mm-hmm. They are both looking around like fucking birds who are A, having to shit real bad, and B, wary of danger. They're just like
they just woke up from hibernation.
Yeah,
and their surroundings are different.
They're fucking alert. And also they look like they have to shit, and they're like waiting to shit and like, come on, let's get this over with. I gotta shit.
How many questions do you got, dude? It's crowning.
Yeah, come on. They're like looking past the camera, just being like, let's go. I gotta shit.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
So yeah, they're playing outside and they decide to do a little hide and seek under the foundation of the house.
Number one, what 15-year-old is interested in playing hide and seek? Have you met one?
Well, this one, she's like, this is where Mom used to hide, under the fucking house.
Now, number two, when you play hide and seek, and I actually want to pick your brain about this because I have an understanding of how hide and seek is played.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if it's regional. Do you move places after you've found one? Do you move hiding places ever?
Yeah.
You do. I had never in my entire childhood played hide and seek where it was anything but, okay, here's my hiding spot. This is my hiding spot.
I have played it like that, but when I got older and more tactical, when they've already checked a spot,
you go right back to that fucking spot.
I go right over there. They've already checked it.
Number three, your hide and seek spot is just a series of pillars that are easy to see around. Mm-hmm. This is the worst hiding spot ever. Yeah. All of these hiding spots are the worst hiding spots.
You know why it's a really bad hiding spot?
Why is that?
Because Grandma's a fucking witch under there. And at first I'm like, well, this isn't Grandma. Who's under the stairs?
No, Grandma turns into a hungry wolf.
Oh my God.
Fun.
She turns into what lives under the floorboards.
Yeah.
And she's on all fours just like, coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. Mm-hmm. Like she's saying like, I forget what she says, but she says something.
She says that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just, I'm coming or I see you or some shit like that. So here's why the creepiness was kind of ruined for me. At no point does she block the entrance to underneath the house. So once you get scared, you could just leave. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for them to continue to try and hide from creepy ass grandma underneath for as long as they do.
Yeah, there's only one of her.
Yeah.
She can only ever be behind you if you keep going.
And it's not like she's not ethereal. You're going to be able to see and hear her skulking around in a house coat.
Yeah, the fact that you didn't see and hear her underneath there to begin with? What the fuck?
So the first person that she tries to scare is Becca. Mm-hmm. And Becca screams loud. You know who doesn't hear it? 5 feet away?
Yeah.
Tyler. Right. Tyler just keeps on acting like, I found the best hiding spot ever. She'll never find me.
Behind this pillar.
I definitely just heard my sister scream like a cold-blooded murder was taking place.
Tactics. I'm not falling for that one again.
Also, why the fuck would you stick around after hearing that?
Because you gotta hide. This dude is competitive.
So when Tyler finally starts getting chased, this is when he becomes the worst actor on earth. Because while he's carrying the camera and trying to run away from creepy grandma,
he's just shouting.
That's how scared he is.
It's echolocation.
He's a bat.
Yeah. Also, why did Becca call Tyler ethnically confused?
Because he thinks he's black.
Okay.
Because he's a rapper and he thinks he's black, like Tyler, the Creator.
See, and here I was thinking that was like a reference to some other thing that M. Night Shyamalan did. I was like, I'm going to have to Google that after.
Like, vaguely racist.
It is.
So every rapper has to be black?
Yeah, so
if you're white and you think you're a rapper, it means you think you're black?
Apparently. That's what was so confusing. Like, it couldn't mean that. That wouldn't be in a movie.
Well,
they wouldn't have kids saying racisms.
Right there in the movie.
But yeah, surprise, Granny's under the house.
While Becca is trying to hide from Granny there, whose name is Claire.
Yep.
There's a scene where she's hiding and she has the camera positioned perfectly to see right over her shoulder behind her where Grandma's crawling up.
Yeah.
When you're legitimately scared, when have you ever held a camera and cared about the mise en scène?
I would say, unless I was looking in the viewfinder to look around the corner, probably never.
I don't believe these cameras have those.
Well, the DSLR doesn't. By the way, DSLRs only record for 10 minutes at a time.
Well, it depends on your SD card, but for the most part, you're correct. I have seen them record for longer, but it's not much longer. It's like 13.
Mine cuts it into 10-minute increments because if they go longer than 10, then technically it's a video camera and it's a different classification.
Interesting.
So
this whole movie sucks because they film all day. Unless it's like that one.
When they try and pull it out and like put it and they're like, oh, we're going to hide this and have it go overnight.
No.
It's for 10 minutes, yeah. Cool.
No, that sure doesn't happen.
And unless it does, but it's supposed to be old.
Are you fucking Quentin Tarantino?
I try not to be.
You know what you can't get from Staples is a SanDisk that will handle the data of an entire overnight shot.
No.
That's like $1,000 memory card, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're pulling that one halfway out and replacing the card.
Or you have a camera that does like 3 of them and it just seamlessly records onto the next one, but I guarantee you that you don't.
No, probably not. Probably not.
Fuck that stupid fuck. When they set up the camera to spy on the grandparents, or the grandmother at least, because she fucking sleepwalks overnight, the way that they set it up, they put 2 statues in front of it to sort of try and hide it. And then when it's nighttime and grandma comes out, it's on a completely different angle and no longer obstructed by any statues. This fucking guy didn't even try.
I'd like to think that they moved the camera and then brought it back.
Why?
Well, she was like, hey, no, we're not going to record grandma. And then later they're like, we're going to record grandma.
But she takes it down. She leaves. And then later on, you still get to see the setup scene.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And then it's different. It's different once sun goes down.
By the way, I'm gonna cut right to this.
Yeah.
If you're hiding a camera in a house, it needs to be small.
It can't be the size of your head, is what you're saying?
It also can't be the most technological looking thing in the house.
It can't be the first piece of the future these people have seen in 30 years.
It would really help if there was no red light on the front, too.
Or light. Or just light.
Yeah.
Because there is one.
Because, like, you flip the lights off, and that's going to illuminate the whole goddamn room.
Dude.
They're living by candlelight, basically.
They sure are. This is like the least yellow light that they've seen since they were middle-aged.
But yeah, so there's this scene where some doctor shows up and he's like, hey, I'm coming to check on your grandparents. Haven't seen him in a few days. Heard they were under the weather. I'm an actor. Thanks for filming me.
Oh, you have a camera? Well, I mean, I don't have the tassely neck thing that Shakespeare used to wear, but I sure can do my best impression of him to this child that I've just met.
Yes, for being a doctor, I sure am interested in starring in this young child's film while their parents aren't home. Let me write in.
I make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but this might be my breakthrough.
Yep. Oh, big documentary of me acting. Fucking What's in the Shed?
What is in the shed?
What's in the shed?
First of all,
because that's the next scene. First of all,
yeah.
Where the fuck have the grandparents been? They're not at home when this guy gets there.
These piece of shits just disappear conveniently like 4 times in the movie.
Yeah, like
and where are you going?
Every day they're gone for a long time, and that's just that. Like, say, see you later. We're leaving you here.
Yeah.
I know this is our time, but every day we've got to go for a long time.
Peace. I got better things to do than look after these kids I've never seen that I want to meet so bad.
Yeah.
Definitely did notice that. Gramps spends an inordinate amount of time around the shed, And
Yes.
and you know, it is normal for farm people to have, because he's got horses, because you can hear them, and he throws hay out and shit. So he has farm animals. So be around the shed. But let me tell you, when Tyler goes to check out the shed because he wants to know what's in it, again, he's trying to be sneaky with the camera while filming Gramps go in and out of the shed.
Yeah.
Having the fattest fucking camera dangled around the corner that is brand new piece of material for him.
Yep.
And he just doesn't notice.
No.
Dude, I can tell when somebody's filming 3 blocks away.
If you're trying to be sneaky as well, like doing like 3 takes of the same line,
Oh,
that ain't sneaky.
So earlier on in the movie, there's when they get to the house, Becca wants to take a natural take of the swinging in the wind that their mom used to swing on, and that's when I was like, okay. Right after that, when she gives her the camera to use, she's like, don't try and inject yourself. You want to be present during filming because it's ethically right to do.
Yeah.
Fuck that means.
Yeah.
And the first thing that he does with the camera is fucking look at his molars and then do 3 takes of a line. Like, I listened to literally not a single thing my sister said when she handed me this. Do you think it's dead bodies? Hang on, no, I think it would look better, in my head at least, if I'm looking off into nothing for no reason, and then snap to the camera and say, do you think it's dead bodies?
Yep.
Because who cares? Who cares?
You know what? Everybody's listening at home. You know how you like to sit there and like watch YouTube? Mm-hmm. That's what you don't see.
Every vlogger has done that 30 times per video, for
Yeah.
every video.
That's every line, every way you can make it.
Even when I used to write my shit, and it was like paragraphs and paragraphs, and because you got to get it in one take, because the cut has to happen after like the whole joke, and if the joke is a paragraph long, then you got to get it right. So the number of times that I fucked up a word halfway through a paragraph and had to restart, and got so frustrated that I threw something, I could compile an hour and a half of a movie better than this with that.
I'd like to see that, actually.
Holy fuck. I have one, actually. It's a video on Instagram that I posted where you can just hear somebody playing piano next door. So fucking loud.
Well,
And then an ambulance.
they gotta combat the fucking feet stomping and you throwing shit at the walls. They gotta do something to make their own noise. You got the people across the hall from you listening to new age sounds or whatever.
I swear to God, they're Moroccan. I don't know for sure, but they're listening to the fucking muezzin at like 5:30 in the morning. That's their alarm clock.
And what is that?
Now, I believe
You just do an impression
that
if you want.
this I can't,
Okay.
and I will never.
Damn.
It would come across so fucking racist. It would be
All
unbelievable.
right, good point. I just wanted to hear you make some sounds.
So it's like, you know how in like in the UK and England they have the Big Ben and it fucking chimes, right?
Yeah.
So in Morocco they have this thing called the muezzin, which is it's like a prayer song that they blast over loudspeakers across the whole city early in the morning.
Okay.
So they took that culture and they promptly brought it to me.
Well, welcome to Morocco, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like I'm on vacation.
Well, come back because we got to talk about what's in the shed.
Yeah, when Tyler goes into this shed, what's in there?
Well, first of all, he doesn't look in both directions, which really pisses me off. If you're going into a mysterious place,
That
don't
you think
turn
something
your back to half of it.
you already think that weird things are happening with these grandparents.
Yeah. Look around before you walk in.
Yeah.
But no, he turns immediately to his left and he's like, tools, great.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I guess what you didn't get to see is every day his grandfather brings something to the shed and he leaves it there.
In a bag.
Yes. Every single day. And now when he walks in there, he's like, smells like ass in here.
Smells like ass.
Now,
red flag number 1.
if 2 + 2 = 4, Grandpa's shitting in a bag and putting it in that shed.
So he goes into this fucking shed and he's like slowly creeping around, which you'd want to be fast if you don't want to get caught. But he sees a pile of diapers.
Well, it's just like a pile of things.
It's a pile of diapers. I could tell from when he entered the door and fucking put the camera in that direction. I was like, that's diapers.
I was thinking it's just bags of shit.
You don't need to get that close to see that it's diapers. And then even if it's not and it's just bags of shit, take a stab in the dark.
Yeah. honestly, there's no reason to approach the mysterious pile or suspicious pile. I forget how he exactly describes it, but it's a pile of shit. And for somebody who's germophobic, to reach into something that is emanating the smell of ass and pull something out that's covered in stuff that comes out of your ass, and then to go, oh, I really don't think you're germophobic.
It takes a solid 3 to 4 seconds for him to realize what he's holding. I know shit in a diaper when I see it.
I saw that immediately. Like, the second I saw him just bringing bags or whatever, like heavy things into the
shed, probably
like,
shit.
I'm like, that's probably fecal matter.
Yeah. He's a confused old man.
Yeah.
90% of the time, it's shit.
The second he did this, I was like, oh, it's a diaper full of shit.
Yeah.
Don't touch that.
Oh, immediately it's a diaper full of shit.
Yeah, the second
you wouldn't even have to get that close to smell shit.
Yeah, the second I touch it, I go, oh, diaper.
Gross.
Feels like a diaper. It's a little heavy. That's
probably
shit.
full of shit.
That's absolutely shit. I'm going to go wash my hands.
Like a lot.
Yeah, so it was shit. And then fucking Nana catches him jumping, like diving out of the shed away from the fecal matter. And he's like, what the hell, Nana? And then Nana lays the biggest, dirtiest guilt trip.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Pop shits himself.
Your poor old grandfather's incontinent. Don't you feel like an asshole?
Yeah, and he hides it in there and then he burns it later. He's ashamed.
She didn't even say it. She's like, I think he burns it later. I don't know what he's doing with the shit in that field, but it's gone when I look next.
Oh, we'll say he's burning it. He's like, you must be ashamed of your grandparents. Sorry we ruined everything.
By what? Being old?
By having a big pile of shit diapers in a shed?
General elderly human behavior?
Keeping your feces away from me?
By being nice. I don't want to handle my shitty diapers. I'm doing this for you.
Oh my God.
During that scene, right after he puts down the shitty diaper, they fuck up a match cut. Because obviously this isn't actually being recorded in real time. But they do that thing where you stop the camera and you want to pick up right where you left off to make it seem like it's a long take, but there's just a very obvious cut between two shots.
Oh, is there?
Whoops.
What was it?
Once he starts to run out, like he turns with the camera to run out, and there's a jump.
Oh, okay.
Whoops. M. Night. Just take it back. Just take it again, man.
Mr. M.
And there's plenty of cuts and edits in this whole movie. Like, they fucking tell you with text what day it is. Just cut.
I could probably assume it's the next day.
Why are you bothering?
We're going day to night. It's probably the next day.
Well, at this point, you've made no effort to mask the fact that you're making a film. Why start now?
Look, you're pulling strings that don't need to be pulled.
Listen. All right, I'm going to do a fucking a sheep shank knot with this movie around M. Night's fucking neck.
Don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it.
You did so well with The Sixth Sense, and then you give me this. The reason I'm the maddest is because this is my shit. This is my genre.
I know.
And he dipped his toe in some murky water, and I'm going to bite him. I'm a piranha in that shit.
All right, well, I'm expecting 3 bullets for your movies this week.
3 bullets? Yeah. Well, M. Night's going to get 3 bullets, and one of them's going to be in my head.
Well, that's going to be a trick shot. I'd probably watch that go down.
You ever see the video of the dude with like the 50 cal sniper rifle, and he's firing at a steel plate?
No. And it bounces back?
And it hits his hat, like it knocks his hat off? Yeah. Like, you were 2 inches away from killing yourself. That's so...
that's a ridiculous suicide.
It is. That's a Darwin Award suicide.
It is.
Also, like, I would never touch a gun again. After that. Oh, I almost literally died?
I'm going to go to church. I'm on my way.
I'm going to give my mom a call. This movie took me from happiness to misery. I want you to know that.
What?
Pop shits his pants.
Oh, so...
We go out into the we go out into the world with Pop.
Well, the bad idea.
Hey, let's play. My brother and I like to play this game where we see buildings and we just try to make up a story that's fake about who is in there. That sounds like fun. You must be great on road trips. And then he goes, actually, that's just the mental institution that we used to volunteer at, and by that I mean live at.
Yeah, they don't really say it's like a. They keep saying it's like a hospital.
Yeah.
They keep saying like, oh, it's a hospital.
We know what kind of hospital it is.
Yeah, they're just like, it's not. It's to put it politely, it's an asylum. It's an asylum for the dangerous.
That was your polite choice.
Well, what would you say?
For the dangerous, like, yeah, that's just what you're right.
It's a hole for the nuts.
I got nuts. Here, and right there's the nut hole I live at.
Hey, I had a good couple meals there before I fucking murdered your grandparents.
Oh my god, dude.
I mean, not to spoil the film.
They murder the grandparents, everyone, all right?
All right.
Let's do everyone a favor and spoil the film.
All
so
right.
that you don't need to watch it.
Fucking plot twist. If you don't know M. Night Shyamalan.
Stupidest fucking... This plot twist is worse than the happening.
Okay, well, look, here, shut your mouth. So, I watched, a long time ago, I watched The Sixth Sense. I was like, oh, shit, plot twist. Okay. And then I watched...
You and everyone else on Earth.
But then I watched The Village, and I'm like, oh, shit, plot twist. Okay.
I lied. The twist in this movie is the second worst plot twist of any M. Night Shyamalan movie. I forgot about The Village.
And then I watched Lady in the Water, and I was like, where the fuck's the twist?
You know what the twist is? It's a bad movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That's the twist. The twist is M. Night Shyamalan has a fucking god complex.
I can't remember a single movie he's done since then, other than Wind with the Airbender.
Yeah, Avatar.
I almost called him the Windbreaker.
That's hilarious. He did Avatar.
He did. There's no twist.
After Earth.
No twist.
The twist is that Will Smith's son has none of his genes because he can't fucking act.
What a twist.
And I feel like, Devil.
Oh, okay, good twist in that movie. That was all right.
What's the twist in that movie?
The devil was there. The devil was the devil was the guy. He was the devil. Or no, the devil was the old lady. I
think you're right. I don't even remember. That's how bad that movie
it was the person you expected it to be the least.
I'll tell you right now to your face. Elevator, not a good setting for an hour and a half of a movie.
It was okay.
Nah.
You know what? It was okay.
The only thing that I remember about that movie is that I recognized once again, for some reason, there's only ever one black person in every M. Night Shyamalan movie. At most. Some have none.
Sometimes you're lucky if you get him in that film.
Yeah.
He wasn't in this one.
He broke the mold with After Earth because there's two.
Oh.
Yeah, Will Smith and his son.
Yeah.
Aside from that, again, I recognize that guy from another thing, and I'll never remember what it is, but it's one of those faces, like Ed Asner's face.
Okay, yeah.
Hi, I'm Ed Asner, and then he pops a switchblade.
Oh, yeah.
One of the funniest shits ever. Man. Rest in peace, Ed Asner. You had a good sense of humor.
So yeah, the twist is they're like, there's something up with Grandma, Mom, and she turns the camera and she's like,
that's not Grandma.
That's not Grandma or Grandpa. Who are those people?
And then
let's
I really get mad.
Do not get mad.
I get really mad.
It's not time to get mad yet because
right now we're at Masonville High School.
Yes, we are. And what is happening?
Well, Mom used to go to Masonville High School.
Yes, she did.
And then Pop sees a person whose skin color is a different shade than his and decides that's a dangerous person trying to follow me. Let's kick his ass in the snow.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was just minding his own business on his phone.
Yeah, not making any eye contact or even looking in their direction whatsoever.
Oh, he probably caught a couple glances, that bastard.
And then this fucking guy has a dementia fit and goes, he's been following me, I know it. And then there's like this throwaway line about Pop's strength, which is supposed to, like, that's why it comes up later when he is able to overpower two teenagers in their prime, one of whom used to play football.
Yeah.
He's as strong as a bull or some shit like that. I can tell you right now, a 28-year-old guy could have beaten the shit out of Pop.
Oh, yeah.
Pop would have been rolled upside down.
Fucking, if Pop misses one swing, Pop is done. Like, he's gonna knock himself out losing balance and falling on his head.
He's gonna need to take a fucking breather after one punch thrown.
But Pop whoops this guy, and then these two kids have to be like, pull him off.
And then he goes, oh, my mistake.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to kick your fucking ass. Fuck you.
And then, like, nothing. And then nothing. We just go home.
No cops, nothing. I would have called the cops immediately. I would like, license plate, I gotcha. So yeah, and then then it's fucking nighttime, and
this is another, like, we just cut from day to night with nothing in between, despite the fact that, like, it's weird and tense around these old people the whole movie.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like an uncomfortable environment, but then like hours go by.
with
So
nothing.
they choose to film like some of the dumbest, most boring fucking. I'm brushing my teeth. Oh, I noticed when you brush your teeth, you don't look yourself in the face in the mirror. But we're not shooting like the grandparents constantly. They're weird. They're doing weird things all the time.
Well, maybe they're like, we don't want to exploit these old people who are clearly just going through their old people thing. You know how people with dementia do wild shit.
Like attack people on the street corner randomly.
Yeah, good God.
Yeah, that's happened a bunch.
Also, when she puts the camera down while Pop's attacking that guy, she puts it in a fucking puddle.
There are a bunch of instances where somebody is supposed to put the camera down, and it's very clear that the camera was not actually put down.
No, and it's hovering a good like foot off the ground on maybe, I don't know, a tripod.
Or
tripod?
moving around independently of anybody touching it.
Ghosts.
Oh, it's ghosts.
It's ghosts. It's
the
an old
grandparents
house.
aren't the problem. It's the ghosts that
Yeah.
surround. Like they're possessed.
There you go.
It's those creatures in the pond. Clearly, it's just I'm putting my kids in a suitcase and dumping them in the pond.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed putting that together. That was the fun part of the film when you get to connect the dots.
Oh my god! So yeah, nighttime, and this is when we get Grandma scratching up the door frame, ruining her own house. And I wrote nothing, so nothing must have happened with that.
Well, I'll tell you what happened was they opened the door and there's her fucking ass.
This is the second time you see her ass.
This is the first time.
It's the second. After the hide and seek thing, when she comes out, they all run out of the fucking crawl space underneath.
Pull her pants down or something?
And no, but her dress is ripped, and you get to see a cheek. You get cheek.
Okay, well, yeah, no, this is just her bare naked ass as she's naked and she's doing the thing that cats do when they think they still have claws and they can climb the wall a little bit.
I mean, my cat has claws, and she does that anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck that is, but Pop tries to explain it away as sundowners, as he himself is doing some wild shit.
As he's getting ready for the goddamn the Cinderella ball that happened when he was like 12. At this point, Tyler becomes like more disrespectful than he was previous. Really showing that he has no respect for the elderly whatsoever, because first of all, he calls fucking women hoes in front of his grandma.
Oh, yeah.
And then after seeing her naked and they close the door, he goes, "I think I'm blind." That old lady's dirty, disgusting ass was so gross I can't see anymore.
Well, do you blame him?
And what? I've seen worse. She really, she's doing well for her age.
Well, that's good for you, man. I went, whoa, that's an old ass. And then I immediately wrote down, that's her ass.
Here's the thing, right? The other M. Night Shyamalan movie with dirty old people in it, they also get naked.
Which one
and
is
they're
this one?
horrifying. I want to say in The Village there's some naked olds.
Oh, probably.
I'm pretty sure. And you just got tits, pendulous tits swinging. This old lady's taking good care of her breasts.
Well, you don't.
Her bust is in good shape for an 80-year-old, all right?
You don't even see it. You just see her ass.
Exactly. Because ordinarily when you're that age and you're scratching around, like you're shaking your chest around, them shits would be swinging like Benoit balls.
That's not what Benoit balls don't swing. That's not what they do.
They do if you use them right.
They go in your vagina.
Yeah, they do.
So you got a naked ass grandma scratching at the thing, and then first of all, to my knowledge, Sundowners isn't naked going wild. It's just aggressive old people in the evening.
I looked up sundowning because I was very dubious as to his description of it. And subsequently the movie's description of it, which again, really giving the middle finger to people who have actual like degeneration in their brain.
Yeah.
The closest that it comes is that sometimes grandma is aggressive at night.
Yes.
Everything else is just like regularly strange human being behavior because they're confusing day and night cycles internally. So like their biological clocks are fucked up. So the most that you're going to get is like, I'm baking cookies and it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Not I'm running around like a goddamn anime character in a nightgown.
Usually it's like, oh, it's 8 p.m. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
you.
it. I see some shadows because the sun is setting. Those frighten me. Help.
Those shadows.
And yeah, I'm mad about it. And that's what... You don't get any of this. You don't get, I noticed you put a hidden camera on my mantle. I'm going to jump scare you for literally no reason by screaming into it.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick that camera up and then fucking set it down where it can see me stand outside your door with a knife.
And then I'm going to take it again and put it right the fuck back down where I got it from. That makes sense.
It does. You put it back where you found it.
About 4 or 5 times in this movie, there are jump scares that have no appropriate context. Like, they shouldn't be in the movie. The scene that they're in is entirely just to have a jump scare in the scene.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Fuck you.
You're not, but I mean, he's trying to make his best horror movie.
Here's the thing, though, right? Like, you're using a cheap tactic to get people startled, and you're still fucking that up.
All right. Come on now. I just wanted to pick a movie.
I hate this movie, dude. Oh.
So this is where we get Grandma being like, "Hey, I fucked your computer up last night."
Very interesting to me that she got batter on the webcam, but the keyboard is fine.
Yeah. Only batter on the webcam.
There's
wipe
nothing concerning.
it off.
Yeah. Take your fucking dirty thumb and some spit and go whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, done.
It. But problem solved. But no, apparently this batter's cement.
Nah, we're just going to deal with this for 3 days.
And then this is also where Nana's like, "Hey, get in this oven."
Just blindly obey my insane old woman request and get in an oven.
You saw my ass just last night. Get in this oven. You saw what I was doing in the hallway. Get in the oven.
To clean it.
Yeah.
The kitchen's gotta be clean.
Oh
and
my
then,
God.
like, she gets in the oven and she cleans half of a side for 10 seconds and gets out. Oh, that's good enough.
That's more than I would have.
Yeah, no, 100%, but she already committed to getting in the oven.
Yeah.
At least do a good job.
But also, you can clean the oven from the outside.
You don't need to get all the way in the oven like she's demanding.
There's literally no reason to be all the way in the oven.
No. You can fucking with your knees on the floor get all the way in the oven.
Yep. But no. So she climbs in and just trusts that this stranger,
Yeah.
who, by the way, is the most threatening old person I've ever seen.
She has a stare about her.
She does. She's
sure.
got a way about her that says, "Hey, I'm batshit crazy. Why don't you get in my oven?"
I fucking get off the train and I look at her and I go, no.
And the whole time this lady's in the oven, or this young child.
Yes.
You can see this lady's just like, "Come on, I gotta slam that door." She's like pulling on the towel, just like slam it.
So close, though.
Yeah.
Almost.
And then they do like a little. She's like, "That was like the thing. Like, I'll do your interview for your documentary if you get in the oven."
Yeah.
And then
She doesn't.
she fucking does like a half-ass interview.
Yeah.
First question, and she throws a fit.
She does.
She throws a goddamn fit.
And it was confusing to me because it was quite a calm thing. And then, let's talk about mom. And then you're supposed to believe that the reason why she goes crazy for a second is because she doesn't want to think about the memory. Mm-hmm. But no. Because later on, it's just, at no point in this movie do either of them actually talk about what happened. Of course they don't.
No.
But like, she has the presence of mind to either act crazy in order to distract from the fact that she doesn't have an answer because she's never met the woman ever. Or that's just her response to being asked a question she doesn't know the answer to. But that never happens throughout the rest of the movie.
I know, right?
So why?
Just because she doesn't want to, probably because she doesn't fucking know.
The shit, well, yeah.
She's not the mother.
But it doesn't make any goddamn fucking sense.
I know. She throws this like little fit to get out of her fucking question. I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't know if you listening have seen the interview with Andrew WK, where he just contorts his face slowly.
Yes,
that's what this was.
He's on some kind of fucking news show and they're talking about music or something, and they ask him like one question, but the rest of the time it's that split. News anchor and person being interviewed, and they can't see each other, obviously. They're just talking to a camera, and they're being fed the audio into their ear. So you just don't get to see, like you at home as a viewer, get to see Andrew WK slowly contort his face into a nightmarish ghoul.
Yeah.
And then he just answers a question normally. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so if you've seen that, just picture that, but this old lady. And
if you haven't seen it, look at the fuck up, because
it's great.
It's hilarious.
It's a good piece of media.
Great guy, Andrew WK.
So I don't. What happens after that?
This is when Tyler decides that he wants to hide the camera the first time, and Becca says that it's not an ethical filmmaker move.
And then he just goes, "Who the fuck cares about your cinematic standards?"
Well, first of all, who does? You're 15.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, you're going to sit there and tell me that you're having an ethical quandary about how you're shooting your documentary when you're trying to get organic hidden camera footage, as if Vice magazine wouldn't exist without doing that.
You're not wrong.
Everybody hides a camera to get everything. You know how many there's entire companies dedicated to hiding cameras. It's a whole industry.
You're not wrong.
That's how you get the juice. That's what journalism is.
This scene, I like to imagine that M. Night Shyamalan is the girl, and the boy is just somebody making a fucking movie. And he's like, no, you can't just hide the camera. That's not cinema.
You can't just do this thing everybody does.
And then he's like, fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway. Who gives a shit about what you think? I know you're trying to do it the proper way. I'm going to film it.
Yeah.
So
the entire movie is just an allegory for how he's terrible.
But he's just mad about found footage and how it's more popular than The Lady in the Well or whatever the fucking happening.
Lady in the dumb, stupid water for fucking assholes. Paul Giamatti really got ripped off.
Yeah, he did.
He's better than that. Right here, I just literally wrote in all capitals, "I'm bored."
Okay. And which scene was that in regards to?
Every.
Oh, yes, of course.
I think we're in the bedroom at this point, and Tyler and Becca are bickering about the hidden camera thing, or they're bickering about like how to film or some stupid what's our plan. It's being weird. It's not that. Oh, this is when she explains what sundowning is and how they just have dementia. And I noticed that Tyler is looking past the camera at whoever's filming, who is taller than Becca, because his eye line. And when somebody is just filming you, where do you look?
Well, you look into them or their camera. I don't know.
But generally, where is the person's face who's speaking to you while they're filming you?
Usually behind the camera.
So you're looking at the fucking camera. Even if you're trying to look past at their eyes, it looks like you're looking at the camera. So there was no Becca in this scene. That was just a man filming a boy, and he fucked up.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
Earlier in the movie, it was just a man filming a boy shirtless.
Don't say it like that. All right?
Though that objectively is what happened.
You're making this film a dirty thing, and I don't like it.
So at this point, we hear noises outside, so we open the door, and this is when we get Grandma.
Yeah, what's she doing out there?
She's running like fucking Naruto back and forth.
Yeah, she is.
Not throughout the house, just past the doorway.
And she's not trying to hide the fact that her arms are folded behind her back either.
Also need you to know that there is definitely the sound of growling and post added during this part.
Oh, for sure.
In order to make it sound a little bit scarier when it's just an old lady running past a door.
Yeah, and then she comes at you on all fours where it's totally not that old lady, because that old lady could never bend that way.
Yeah.
And they just put the hair in front of the face so you don't see that it's probably a gymnast.
Did I send you the Japanese prank video?
I don't think so.
So it's, and I don't know how they did this, but I'm fucking impressed. I assume it's for some kind of Japanese prank, either online or on television there. It's a guy in a full body black suit. And he's in a hotel. So he sets the camera up on one end of the hotel and bangs on a door. And then he runs all the way down the hall to the end. And they cut the lights in the hallway. And so it's just him standing, the only thing illuminated by any light whatsoever in the hallway. And a fucking guy comes out, and dude's in like no shirt and boxers. And he looks around, he doesn't see anybody. And then he sees the thing at the end of the hallway in all black. And then that guy promptly gets down on all fours and scream crawls towards him. And that's the scariest thing I think I would have ever seen in my life if it were me.
Instant slam the door. I'd flip that
slam. Well,
that little metal latch slammed so hard it leave a mark in the door.
It might be hard to do that when I'm having diarrhea, because I would be.
You'd be slip sliding in it. Of course.
Yeah.
You know how they have those tile floors right at the entrance?
Yeah, it would be like I'm wearing condoms on my feet.
Oh my God. Yeah, with that pouring out of you, you might not get the door closed in time.
Anyway, my point is a 30-second video from Japan on the internet does a better job of being scary than this old lady crawling across the living room.
Okay. All right, well, look. She did her best.
Was it even her? It probably wasn't even her.
Look, she's an old lady. There's no way it was her.
Yeah.
There was no way it was her crawling under the house. That they brought in somebody who was able to bend their knees. I can't even fucking do that.
At all.
So they brought in somebody younger than me to do that shit, because there's no way.
And they just slapped a fucking Gandalf the Grey wig on him.
They really did. That's all it is. Which it was creepy, all in the face and running like a dog. But it's like, also, who's this fit young lady who's able to bend her knees?
Fuck. So during this, and then during the scene where Becca is trying to convince Tyler not to be unethical about his filmmaking, despite the fact that he didn't want to be a filmmaker in the first place. This is her project, so why would you even bring him in if you're going to impose all these fucking stupid rules on him? I noticed that this is when I began to notice that, like, really blatantly, the lines are horribly voiced over in post, because there's no audible distance between the actor and the camera. You could be across the room from the camera, and their conversations could be this soft and sound exactly like this.
Maybe they have a second microphone.
Yeah, where at any point?
It could be hidden in a decorative plate. Great.
So they've bugged the room.
Yep.
We're talking about ethics, and they bugged the room.
There you go.
That's inadmissible in court.
You're reading too much into this. This is a film for enjoyment.
I had no choice. It was boring as fucking all get out.
Oh, I can't wait to see what you pick this week.
All right?
I can't wait to see what I get to fucking watch this week.
You're fucked.
Oh, I hope so. So again, fucking... this is where they're out for a walk, and the grandparents lead them to a well with the promise of seeing a family of foxes. And
just staring at a well.
Yep.
Creepily.
Yep, that's the end of the scene right there.
Yep, and then we just cut to an interview with Tyler.
Yep.
We don't get to see an entire scene in the movie have a conclusion at all. We just act as if it never happened.
Yeah, this is where they fucking do their fucking deep-hearted conversation where you learn their inner workings and you don't care.
A really good way to drum up emotion and honesty in the person you're interviewing is to interrupt them while they're telling an allegorical story. So this kid is talking about their dad and his feelings about their dad, and he, in order to do that without getting emotional as like a protective mechanism, tells a story about the last time that they were at a football game together where he was playing and like their dad was watching. And the whole time he's trying to tell this fucking football story, she's just like, am I supposed to understand any of these words? This football lingo that I don't know. Like, you could tell that he's trying to get into it and like prove a point about like, well, this is why I don't really care that dad left. I don't understand any of the words you're saying though. Can you tell the story in a way that I'll get?
So is the point you're trying to make that a 15-year-old girl is a bad filmmaker?
You are more perceptive than the fucking kid in this movie.
Well,
either of the kids in this movie.
You know what?
You took something I said and you extrapolated data and came to a conclusion, which is more than I could say about how this film was made.
You know what? Had he landed that tackle, maybe his father wouldn't have left.
That certainly seems to be his opinion.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, but he goes, I was 8. Who cares? Who cares about your 8-year-old football game? I could love my children. And I'm not going to give a fuck about that for however long it takes me to have the 4th beer I required in order to enjoy it.
Yeah, I would most likely need my phone charged to be sitting there for, an hour? How long do those games last? A long time.
Oh, dude. When it's kids, probably probably over an hour.
Too fucking long.
Too long for kids to be out there. He's like, I froze up and couldn't tackle the guy. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about this whole story, Tyler?
Yeah, why are you trying to make your parents' relationship about you?
They both do that. The whole movie, they both do that.
Yeah, well, it probably was their fault.
And then, so after that, I wrote down, if the story was in the hands of Michael Caine, I probably would have cried. But the point there being that child acting is always terrible.
Yeah, had it been a nice, soft-spoken British man who was like, Mr. Wayne.
This fucking kid has no sense of pacing at all when he's acting. He's just trying to vomit the lines out so he could be done doing it.
Yeah, he doesn't really, I noticed he just kind of like talks with his mouth open the whole time.
Yeah, lisp in full effect. We go back to the well at this point.
Yeah, just for a little investigation.
To try and find out what's in the well.
What's in there?
Let me tell you what's in there. I don't know, and neither do they. Because all they did was bring up one bucket of water from the well, dump it back in, and go, well, I guess there's nothing in there.
And that's about all the investigation I would expect from a 15-year-old.
Fantastic detective work on both of their parts.
That second bucket could have had a skull in it.
You know what? If you want to see what's in the well, take the water out with the bucket you have. Yeah, that's your documentary. Oh, yeah. There's some bodies in there.
Every well should be excavated. There's
100%.
There's shit in bottoms of every single well. There's treasure, young boy bodies down there, children fall in wells all the time.
At this point, as a society, do we need wells?
We don't. We really don't.
Run a sewer line.
Right. Just get bottled water.
Get bottled water. Yep.
If
There's stores everywhere.
it's coming
right?
from the earth, it's gonna have dirt in it.
Dear God. So then we get the second interview between Tyler and Becca, where Tyler, for some reason, channels every single bad thing his sister has ever done to him.
Yeah, he does.
And then unloads essentially a psychological breakdown on her. Goes, why don't you look yourself in the face in the mirror? You fucking hate yourself, don't you? You've hated yourself ever since Dad left.
Well, that's what she gets for making him remember that football memory.
If they weren't in therapy before, they sure as fuck are gonna have to be now. Holy shit. That's the kind of malice that you reserve for a cat you're about to murder.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure where he pulled all that hatred from because he's just a young child. But
yeah, like he was a slave in a past life, and he's talking to his white owner.
He loaded that gun and he
shit.
Cocked the hammer back, pointed it right in her temple, and was like, "You're a bitch."
I hope you're ready for mind-altering and life-shattering revelations about yourself. I'm 13 and I rap.
Yeah, it seems like people only come around when the grandparents aren't there.
Yeah.
Which is odd. Because then you get some other person who...
Some ex-drug addict with a cobbler shows up.
Yep, and like I don't see them eat the cobbler. That's very rude.
They don't do fuck all with the cobbler. What they do, though, is bring her out of her own skin and make her feel uncomfortable as fuck just to get just a long shot of her standing there with a cobbler.
Yeah.
And also, like, telling people to act natural on camera, this is what I'm saying, is going to do the exact opposite.
How do you know she's not naturally just an awkward fuck?
Maybe she is. She's smiling to try and be nice.
Yeah.
And just act naturally. All right, never mind.
Fine. If you're going to be smiling, fuck you.
This is what happens when you do an open casting call.
Yeah, I mean, does this lady who brings a cobbler over really need to be in the documentary?
Not at all.
Does everybody you meet need to be involved?
You didn't interview her. There's no reason to even have her exist in the film.
She brought a damn cobbler and looked uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Turn the camera off. Eat the cobbler. Wonder where your grandparents are.
You really wonder. They don't ever wonder. Then right after that, we get an entire kitchen scene for no purpose other than to have a jump scare when Becca pops out of a doorway in order to scare Tyler. Mm-hmm. And then nothing. That's it?
Yep. Nope. I was expecting Pop to be like lurking around the corner at some point.
No.
Nah. Just a jump scare that had no purpose.
And so then we have her ambling around the house. Grandparents came back at some point. Also, it's evening now. And Grandma is just in the rocking chair, laughing to herself.
Oh, as she does, because she's got the, what do you call them? Deep darkies?
Yes, she's got the deep darkies, and you have to laugh in order to keep them inside. Hey, I'm calling anybody at all about this.
Yeah, for real. That's like you're knee deep in red flags at this point.
Dude.
If you continue to wait out, you're gonna drown.
And then somehow it gets even better when we go into the shed and interrupt Pop trying to blow his own fucking head off with a shotgun. I was just trying to clean it. I didn't know you could clean it with your mouth.
You said spit.
Yeah.
Just spitting down the barrel.
He's licking it clean. And it, like, the least convincing, I swear I was just trying to clean it. I promise. I was just trying to clean a gun. Hey, I'm going to pretend to clean a gun for about 10 more seconds.
He's just holding the gun with his mouth while he wipes the barrel of it.
Oh, my
he needs
fucking
both hands
God.
for that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, that was great.
And then we just do nothing. That doesn't come up until we get to the point where it's like, oh, these aren't my parents. When they're on the Skype call with Mom. Like, Becca walks in, interrupts a suicide in progress, and then just moves on.
I was kind of troubled by how that wasn't brought up again.
They don't say shit.
Yeah. Oh, great. I'll check on her. Whatever. Nanny's losing her fucking mind. Pop. I'm gonna go take a look.
Let me just clean a gun a little bit while you leave, though.
Yeah. And if you hear a bang, stay out.
It means it's clean.
Yeah. That's the big finish right there.
At this point, we get their mom sending them a video of her dancing on the cruise ship, which is another example of something in this movie that happens for literally no reason.
Yep.
There's some throwaway line about she's living her best life or some shit like that. But like also like, who cares? And from the mom's perspective, why is that what you're sending your children?
Yeah, maybe on a I love you and not like a what's her face plus Manny equals heart forever.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fucking dancing on some fake
doing
boat.
the fucking Macarena with 10 other people on the cruise ship. First of all, they don't even try to make it look like an actual cruise ship. That deck would be covered. It would be lousy with people.
There's so few fucking people for this hairy
almost no
chest
one.
conversation or contest they're having.
Yeah, the hairy chest contest also. Yeah, like 7 women in the pool, probably the same ones that are dancing in the next one.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, I can hear the cougars clapping." They were hooting.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't think one of them was clapping.
Not a single clap, all hoots. So there's like 7 people in this like huge auditorium space, like a band shell.
Like, there weren't enough people on the cruise ship to pay for the cruise ship.
There's got to be some exciting shit happening in another part of the cruise ship.
Somebody else is being murdered on the poop deck.
People would be
I
like,
want to dance, though.
There'd be people just like walking through trying to get by. Like, hey, I'm going to the buffet. This is the quickest way. I'm sorry.
Drunk guy falling into the hot tub, like, right over there.
Yeah. But no, there's about seven cougars on this boat, which is not a great boat to be on.
No. So now it's suddenly night, and this is when we decide, okay, after watching a guy try to blow his head off and a woman laughing to herself in the corner, we're going to hide the camera.
Yeah.
And that's another line that was voiced over in post, so it's just Tyler reacting to no words being said to him because her fucking mouth doesn't move.
I didn't notice that.
Really awesome and great. And then, like, just, I'm going to have my hand on your shoulder for an uncomfortable amount of time during this shot. We're going to let this shot go on for way too long. And then we get, again, things happening for no reason other than just to have them happen. Grandma is walking around. She jump scares the camera for literally no reason. And then she just grabs a knife and stands by the door. They're filming all night in the bedroom as well because there's no lights on, but the camera's rolling. So they hear the knocking of Grandma with a knife at the door. And then it's morning. The end.
Well, she puts the knife back and she puts the camera back, but like, had they set those cameras up and just shown nothing, like no footage,
it would have been the fucking same.
All right, yeah, okay, all right. Fine,
you could have just not had any of that. You could have just had the shot from inside the bedroom where they're hearing the knocking on the door, and then maybe like a knife out later. Like there's no reason to have her walk past the camera and then crawl back up and growl, which is also added in post because that's not her voice.
No, that was definitely an animal.
Yeah, it's like a cougar or some shit. Anyway, no reason to have that. Don't have that.
They really try hard to make the dementia lean towards like a possessed, like demonic sort of entity.
And that's not what that's like.
I was thinking maybe the basement's gonna have like a pentagram fucking etched in there and shit. Like,
right?
The trailer made it seem like, oh, these people are possessed.
There's some kind of creepy rituals going on.
Yeah, they're gonna be sacrificing the children to them. But no, just old people who used to live in an asylum.
And so now we want to try the interviews again. So I didn't write anything for Pop's interview because nothing. All he does is go, I used to work at a factory, and I saw a monster of some kind with yellow eyes and white skin. Yeah. So it sounds like you just saw a meth head. It sounds like you just saw somebody going through a heroin withdrawal during their shift at the factory.
They were just hiding.
Just having a tough go that morning. And then, he goes off into his own head for 5 seconds. And then we do grandma interview after he talks to her and convinces her to do the interview she didn't want to do in the first fucking place. And she tells a story about the fucking 2 kids that she put in a suitcase and threw in the pond.
Yeah, what she says is that there's a pond with aliens in it and their spit makes you sleep.
What the fuck does that mean?
But you don't die.
You're essentially just describing like an African psychedelic frog.
Yeah, and these aliens are collecting people to take back to their planet in the bottom of this pond.
It's like the Heaven's Gate cult.
Yeah. And she's like,
that's their planet in behind the Hale-Bopp comet.
After that, she's like, I just made that up though. That's not true. That's not true. You'll find out.
You'll find out how fucking true it is or isn't.
But yeah, this fucking wild interview. And then she goes into another fit because she asked him a question about her parents.
She goes right into a fit. Around this time, I believe, we notice that, the woman who showed up with the cobbler, we never watched her leave.
Yes,
they point out that they never saw her leave.
They straight up say that line, and you're like, well, I know what happened.
Thanks for your expositional dialogue once again. And then we call Mom on the old Skype there. Mm-hmm. We call Mom and we show her that what your grandparents look like after 15 years, and she apparently recognizes them well enough to know it's not them.
Oh, yeah. You know how people look exactly the same all the time.
After decades.
Yep. Everybody looks like the same way they were born, just a fucking baby face.
So here's what I was saving as far as why I got very angry with this movie.
Okay. Lay it on me.
This woman has really shown no interest in the preservation of her children at this up to this point. I'm going to go on a cruise that you guys booked for me, go to these strangers' houses, because even if they are your grandparents, they're strangers to you because you've literally never met them. I haven't spoken to them in forever. We're just going to entrust your safety there. She takes the worry that her kids have on this Skype call with about as much sincerity as if you were to send me a video of somebody in a clown car and going, that's me. Or some stupid shit she doesn't give a fuck about Becca's you need to pick us up right now. I had a great cruise though.
You know how long that's going to take in my car?
Oh, it's such a drive to come get you when you feel unsafe.
We already have the train tickets, guys.
I ordered pizza. So then she sees grandparents that aren't grandparents. And then what she does is, instead of becoming extremely panicked at the fact that you just learned your kids have spent a week with strangers and your parents are missing, she goes, okay. And then she sits the fuck down on a chair. She sits down and she goes, those aren't your grandparents. That's weird. As if this is just normal shit. Mm-hmm. And and then she tries to call the cops once and they don't answer the phone.
She doesn't even call 911. She calls the police.
Yeah, the local police. I'd be calling the fucking goddamn district attorney for my kids who were literally kidnapped.
First of all,
in the woods.
She calls the police that's local to them.
Yeah.
She just has that number. She just has that.
I mean, as a parent, that's you would. I would like to think.
Well, they took a train to go somewhere.
That's the one parental thing that she does at all.
You're just going to send your kid somewhere, and then I'm going to get that phone number just in case.
I'll keep the police number on speed dial. Because I shouldn't be sending them there.
But it's a different jurisdiction, is what I'm saying. If I had to call the police here, I'm still pulling my phone out and being like, Google police.
Well, first of all, you just call 911.
Well, yeah, that's what you should do, and not call the police.
Your point being, she could have just hit 3 digits, but then she looked up and typed out the whole number for the local police department.
Well, yeah, I don't know if she even looked it up. She just had it on deck.
Why would you remember 9 when you can remember just 3? And also, those police are going to be 15 times better, because after they don't answer, she's like, this fucking goddamn hick town. Yeah, don't call those police then. There's probably 2 of them, and one of them's drunk.
You probably called the accident report line.
Yeah. Just this one 50-year-old lady with arthritis.
And she just fucking jots it down in her ledger.
Yeah.
And we'll send somebody when they're free.
Yeah. Call all the fucking police. And then, why wouldn't you stay on the call for as long as humanly possible? All right, kids, hang tight with you creepy old people that have kidnapped you. I'll be there shortly.
Yeah, just stay out of the house. Just don't go in there.
Also, she goes, yeah, leave the house, go to a neighbor's house. You know what the kids do? Not that.
They pretend to play out front. By the way, out front, there's a gigantic lack of dead bodies swinging from trees. A huge lack of dead bodies swinging from trees, but there sure is one.
Yeah, there's one suddenly.
When they go to leave the house, they just strung that up for decoration.
That's
what you've been working on this whole day?
The hanging corpse that you must have put up an hour ago because I was just out there.
We were just playing board games. When did you have time to string this up? In between Yahtzees, apparently.
So yeah, fuck that. And then also which board game? Because Gramps comes in and just, this is our last night. I'm getting kind of emotional about it. Let's play a board game. Which one? Mousetrap, because that's what you're going to do. And then, so she fucking goes out with the camera at the front door, sees the swinging body. He just closes the door, and everybody behaves as if there wasn't just a swinging body out there. Nobody ever makes mention of that at all. Hey, Gramps, how come there's a corpse in the tree?
Nice Halloween decoration.
Seems pretty realistic. Can't help but notice that I saw that person earlier this morning, and then I didn't see them confusingly for a few hours, and now there they are.
Yeah, their car never left the driveway. That's odd.
This is another example of a time where it just becomes night. And this one doesn't make any more sense. It makes even less, because the distance or the amount of time is clearly illustrated here between day and night. And it's about 30 minutes. So they get off the Skype call, which is in broad daylight. Gramps and Grandma come home from being outside, which was in broad daylight. Right outside, tending to the garden or some shit.
I want to say they were in and out of the house at least once or twice, and it was still daylight. And then, boom, nighttime.
Exactly.
And then, all of a sudden...
Gramps goes, let's play a board game. Yeah, awesome. Night.
And then, before that, get right back in the oven.
Also, yeah, get back in the oven, and I'm going to close the oven on you while we're cleaning.
Yeah.
As if the oven isn't easily kicked open.
Yeah.
A fucking 2-year-old could kick an oven open. Also, Tyler, at this point, becomes a fucking asshole brother.
Yeah, he does.
He stops doing anything helpful.
Nope.
Grandma's just going to put my sister in the fucking oven and close it.
Let me film that.
I'll just film it.
Hot clips.
I'm within reach of Grandma and the oven handle.
And she says, this is just going to take a second. Slams the door closed.
Yeah.
It only took a second. She wiped the door handle down. She wasn't lying. But you could say, hey, I'm going to close this. I'm an asshole. I realize you're in there, but this needs to be wiped now.
Yeah, the handle, the urgency with which I need to wipe this fucking handle down.
I could have wiped it before, but no.
My grandfather, my fucking husband's shit diapers are everywhere, but somehow I'm worried about germs just right now.
Fuck.
And then she just gets out of the oven and pretends like she wasn't just forced into an oven with the door shut.
Yeah. I wouldn't be playing. There wouldn't be.
Let's play Yahtzee.
I wouldn't be able to get right. I wouldn't be able to sit in my chair and be like, oh, it's just in the fucking oven.
It's fucking flatly uncomfortable.
In 10 seconds, it could have been over. They just turn the gas on, and I assume it's gas.
I imagine it would be. Either way, it would get hot.
But yeah, so fucking, I couldn't hear much at this point over the red flags blowing in the breeze. This is like, and by the way, these aren't your grandparents. Don't get in the oven.
Yeah, don't listen to them at all.
I get it the first time. You got in the oven and you wiped it down. Okay. The oven did not get dirty again.
No, what did she make?
And you know this is not good to do.
Yeah.
What are you getting in the oven for again? Just to appease her? Fuck this old lady. Push her down.
Exactly.
Push her down and stomp her head.
This is the biggest issue with the whole movie. You're telling me that these two agile children can't overpower an old woman at any point?
She's got that sundowner strength.
Yeah, we're not even. Yeah, it's like a chimp. So the movie stops being believable once board game night happens.
Well, yeah, because fucking Grandpa rolls a Yahtzee and shits his pants.
I'll tell you right now.
Okay, it wasn't a Yahtzee. Fine.
First of all, as a germaphobe, Tyler has no problem using the same dice that his old grandfather is dirty, spitting on his hands and handling.
He also chills while he shits his pants.
There is a scene where they handle the germophobia just by being therapeutic, and I was like, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. But they don't really touch on it other than that. They just have like what's supposed to be an emotional moment, which every time they try to have an emotional moment in this movie, it fucking fails. It falls flat on its face.
Yeah.
Mom, when she's fucking trying to chase after the train, there are no feelings there. There's no feelings when he has the fucking OCD fit about there's no toilet tissue. Also, like, there's plenty of fucking Becca goes like 2 feet and finds toilet tissue. You didn't look hard enough.
Well, he couldn't open the drawers because he couldn't touch the handles.
Well, he fucking touched the fucking toilet handles. He's already touching handles.
I mean, he's wiping too, so just soap and water, buddy.
So yeah, Gramps shits his pants and has to leave, and Grandma decides that she's very hungry. So
boy.
So she monster devours 2 cookies.
She goes Cookie Monster on those frosted bastards.
And then rolls the dice, screams Yahtzee into the camera. I paused and looked at the dice. It wasn't a fucking Yahtzee. She's cheating.
It's Grandma. She's sundowning. She's out of her mind. Are you going to tell her she didn't win? She's going to club you.
Also, like, Gramps during the scene is talking about how he's the best Yahtzee player in the cafeteria. And I was like, oh, you mean the mental institution where you came from. For some reason, Yahtzee is your favorite game at the mental. Probably the only one that you have there.
I doubt it. They would. I don't think they'd let him have the dice, honestly.
I mean, he might eat them.
But yeah, so they when he says that the cafeteria thing, like the kids are like, "What cafeteria? You gonna tell me you don't believe your grandfather's ever been in a fucking cafeteria?"
Also, like because he said
everywhere.
He worked at a factory.
Yeah.
He's in the cafeteria every day at lunch.
Yeah.
Any cafeteria.
You fucking. They're just looking for reasons at this
point.
But yeah, so when he shits his pants, he gets up slowly and he meanders out of the room.
Yep.
But he goes behind the chair.
Yeah.
I thought that's where he was pulling his diaper out.
No,
I thought
that's
he was
later.
I thought it was just like, hey, what's up?
Oh,
Yahtzee.
that's so much later, isn't it?
Yes.
So while Gramps is gone, Grandma fucking is stuck with Tyler because Becca, in a spectacular example of being a good sibling, leaves her younger brother with the psychologically unhinged psycho
Yep, to go explore the basement.
to go look in the one place that she should never have looked. If you have enough time to go all the way down to the basement because you're not being supervised, hey, guess what? Scoop your brother up and leave the fucking house.
Yeah,
don't tell him to just keep playing.
If they're not even paying attention to where you're going, to like you've gone to the place they haven't told you to go,
Yeah.
they didn't crane their necks to see where you were going.
Bye.
Just leave the house.
So they have fucking, they got the biological grandparents in the fucking furnace with all of their valuables and belongings. You'll notice that there were a bunch of portraits
Yes.
of them.
Yeah.
But they didn't take the one that has all four of them in it, clearly indicating who's who. That's just up on the wall still with a thumbtack.
Good. That's good.
Fantastic.
They left that one still there. So they're just walking around like, hey, Grandma, Grandpa, who are these pictures of old people you got?
And then Gramps comes down, finds her there, explains everything like a script was written about it.
She finds work uniforms.
Yeah.
And like that's when you realize, oh, it's not like a hospital. It's an asylum.
It's a hospital.
It's a kooky place for the nuts.
no hospital.
Yeah. The face you pulled is.
And then he chases her around the fucking basement for half a second, despite the fact that she's on the stair side, so could have just ran up the stairs at any point.
Yeah, and despite the fact that the basement is about a foot by a foot.
Yeah, pitch black basement. I promised Claire, which is Grandma, that we were gonna have a nice time with a family because we overheard your grandparents bragging about how nice their family was, and we just wanted it so bad that we killed them. And you're next.
Well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, Claire, she doesn't have kids anymore because she fucking put them in a suitcase and put them in the pond. That's where her kids are. So that's where you're going, too.
So we waste a lot of time trying to hide from Gramps in the 1x1 basement, despite the fact of using a camera with a giant fucking beaming light on it.
Yep.
And then you get attacked. She gets attacked and dragged upstairs, at which point we realized Tyler had been hit in the head by something at some point.
Yep, he got clonked, and he's just, oh, my noggin, instead of being unconscious.
And then Becca goes, they're murderous. Didn't need to say it.
Hey.
I think at this point it's been established.
Yeah, you got clonked? Hey, they're murderers, though, just so you know.
Yeah, just a quick heads up, they're dangerous people.
Hey, buddy, did you bonk your head? These guys are murderers. What? See you later. And then she gets dragged upstairs and thrown into the dementia dungeon.
The dimension. And this is where, again, I get quite angry. Because obviously the lock sound was added in post because she doesn't try to turn the handle to get out. She just touches the handle and pulls the door. She doesn't try to turn it. You know why? Because it would fucking open.
Swing wide open.
So that, and then we get shit that doesn't make any fucking sense. Gramps is down there with Tyler, who somehow has been hit with scopolamine, the shit that turns you into a living zombie, because he doesn't move. He just stands there.
I want to say it was fear.
I don't understand. No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. All right?
All right.
We get that happening.
Yeah.
While that's happening, Becca is upstairs in the dimension with dementia grandma, who is just an old lady, just a confused old lady in a bedroom.
She's just doing it. She's like a dog running around. You like lock a dog in a small room. They're gonna do the same shit this lady does.
She crawls under the bed, and Becca's scared, so she gets on the bed.
And then,
why?
Oh, no, not witch hands crawling out from underneath the bed. I didn't expect that.
Oh, the one place I for sure know the thing that I'm frightened of is, I'll just get near that.
Yeah, let me get right on top so I'm just layers of fabric away.
So at some point, knife.
Yeah,
Granny's got a knife.
She gets when she's like looking in the mirror because that's the good shot you get. The camera in the mirror. She slams her face in, and then you see her grab
with
a
the piece
shard.
of glass. Yeah. Okay.
You see her grab a shard of glass for a second.
So while Grandma's being dispatched, why don't you tell us what happens in the kitchen?
Well, in the kitchen, we got Grandpa teaching his grandson a lesson.
Yeah.
Now, this lesson started off as a very different lesson. I didn't think it was going to be the lesson that it was. So what you get is you get Grandpa leaning in real close and going, "I never liked you." And then he walks behind the counter and pulls his fucking pants off.
And now, at this point, I was like, oh, Gramps is just getting naked.
I was like, Gramps is about to do some shit.
Gramps is going to do something bad while he's naked. That's the worst it's going to get.
This is intercut with the fight going on upstairs, just so you know.
Boring. Anyway.
Yeah, and then Gramps goes, hey. You got a problem with germs, don't you? Mm-hmm. And then he fucking anoints him with the shit diaper.
He takes that shitty diaper in his hand and the back of Tyler's hand in the other, and
he fucking makes a PB&J.
And it's just like the wettest slap cut straight to the bedroom.
Yeah. Right away from that, I went, oh, I got up. I
honestly, and this is without exaggeration, and it wasn't to be dramatic, I fell out of my chair laughing. I laughed so hard I fell on the floor.
That was not what I was expecting, but I was very happy that that's what happened.
Best part of the entire movie.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So then you cut to fucking Nana going goblin mode because it's after 9:30.
Yeah.
And she gets knifed in the goddamn throat. You don't see
real
blood.
Good. Well, I mean, some gets in Becca's mouth.
Oh, I didn't.
You get to see a little bit of that, but
I just heard
again, we're trying to probably keep this movie around 14A, so we can't show too much.
Yeah.
You get granny ass twice.
Granny ass twice.
But a little bit of blood, that's going too far.
Fucking. Yeah, so she gets knifed, and then she somehow gets that door open by...
what she does is she shakes the camera up and down near the door handle, and it falls off.
Oh, see, I was thinking maybe she was pushing before, and it's like a pull.
The door handle falls all the way off. So they do this whole thing where she, like, obviously she's trying to hit the handle with the camera. That's the point of the scene.
Because the camera would stop working after maybe the second hit.
Not only that, but it would also, there would be visible impact in the video.
Yeah.
Instead of the camera going just a little bit past the door handle and stopping by way of someone stopping it with their hand.
So it wasn't a magic wand.
No. What it was the magic of filmmaking.
You call that magic?
I call it's more like a fucking death spell.
It's like David Blaine doing the floating thing 2 inches off the ground.
Yeah, because it's just the angle and he's standing on his tippy toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of magic we're talking about.
That's exactly. So here we are. Mm-hmm. Great. Mm-hmm. Tyler stands in the fucking kitchen while Gramps while he's doing the shit, like he's got shit face, and the guy's like, he's putting on a tweed jacket, and he's like, I gotta get ready for the whatever thing, and then he goes, oh, that's wrong, and I know that's wrong, and then what?
What? Well, what happens?
Nothing.
Does he pick the camera up and fucking just start his own like ranting vlog channel for a little bit? He's like walking around like, everybody's gonna be saved. Everybody's gonna be saved.
Yeah.
These two old people.
You're under a magic spell.
They have their own flavor of crazy. One lady killed some kids. This guy thinks he's a wizard. And then he says something about the spell will be good. I think he's still wiping shit on his face.
This is something else that pissed me off too. Like when he does the shit diaper face slap, which is just a jackass stunt.
Yeah.
He actually he grabs the camera from off the floor and then puts it up on something to film that. Like he's conscious of, I want you to get this.
I think he probably just handed it to somebody.
Yeah, well, that's probably 100% what happened. You fucks.
Magic Tripod, the movie.
Yeah.
The tripod in this movie is the hardest working actor. Just catching every camera.
So there's that whole thing about how Becca doesn't look in the mirror because she doesn't like her face because it reminds her of her father. So they try to do this like revelation, however the fuck, call back to that while she's trapped in the bedroom with grandma.
Yeah.
Where before she gets her face slammed into the mirror, which is supposed to be like a turn of like, like an ironic, oh, this is what happens when you look in the mirror for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Because she's filming into the mirror with, like you said, grandma behind, but it doesn't fucking work because why would you turn your back to your assailant?
Exactly.
To film in there's no reason to do that.
I thought the exact same fucking thing.
It's stuck in a room with somebody who's threatening to you. I'm gonna forget you're around and just look this way.
I wonder how my makeup's doing today.
For
and then
fuck.
you got ghost grandma under the blanket, sneaking up on her.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is a film.
They never fucking explain why Tyler freezes up like that. Like they try to make it seem like it's the same as that time he's supposed to tackle the kid at football. But nobody was trying to put a shit diaper on your face during that football game.
Yeah, this would be the time to tackle if you were going to tackle.
Well, it ends up that's what happens.
Yeah, it does.
He has a fucking Vietnam PTSD flashback and goes back in time in his head to I guess 8-year-old football games are full of like murderous violence because I don't remember playing. Like I played soccer when I was a kid, right? And it can get a little aggressive sometimes. Mostly I spent the time hitting on girls that were on the sidelines. I didn't really pay attention to the sport aspect, but I also played volleyball and I played some football. Not a lot, but some football. Like I wasn't on teams or anything. Fuck sports. But like I play with friends or some shit.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember, and maybe your childhood was different. This is why I bring this up. I don't remember a time where after tackling somebody for the ball, I slammed their head in the refrigerator 7 times.
Oh my god. That was the best thing. Because those fridge doors have that like soft magnet part on it.
Yeah.
So
he worked his way past the magnet.
He probably found his way to some bone.
Yeah, dude.
I really enjoy after that. By the way, shit all over his face still. And he's like, are there any other crazy people in this house?
This is when he decides to stop using pop singers as swears too.
Yeah, come on out.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
And then for some reason, and again, dude, I understand that the point is you're making a documentary, so you're going to use some artistic liberty in post-production. But having title cards for what day it is defeats the purpose of a documentary. And then having classical music while your mom shows up with the police playing non-diegetically completely ruins the moment.
It wasn't even classical. It was like the music from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
It was the same thing they were listening to in the car.
Yes.
It was like, who the fuck is directing this?
Try to have an emotional moment right after a kid just got human shit pressed onto his face like a bone mask.
But instead you got Charlie Day just fucking showing up with the police.
And yeah, we have this, what's supposed to be like the final relieving emotional shit in the rain of, no less, of everybody getting back together. My first question is, hey mom, why didn't you check anything before doing this to me?
Didn't even call him on the phone like the day before.
Didn't give a fuck enough to make sure we were safe when you sent us into the woods.
No.
Good, mom.
Yeah, but thank God you finally showed up after we had to kill these people.
Becca adds footage of her dad to the documentary, and that's supposed to be like the I've moved on and let go of my hatred of him for leaving. Here's the thing, though. Mom's got a new boyfriend, and he's nice. Put him in instead.
Yeah.
Put the nice new boyfriend in.
Well, no, because they got into a fight at the end when he wasn't there or something. She mentions like, oh, we got into a fight.
Oh yeah, like just off. We had an argument.
We couldn't pay another actor, so we just didn't have him in the movie. He's just not there.
And then we get the backstory about the thing that was hidden the whole movie, the thing that gave Grandma a fit when it was brought up, and the thing that Mom at the beginning of the movie just outright said, I'm not going to tell you the story about why we haven't spoken. And it's just they got into a slap fight when she wanted to elope with her boyfriend.
Yeah, and it's basically the exact opposite of what she says at the beginning of the movie.
Nothing major whatsoever.
I mean, but it is. She just lied to her children.
Yeah,
and
totally.
That's the whole thing. She's like, all right, well, here's the not lie.
Yeah,
I'm the bad person. Everybody's mean to me. No.
Also, that I could have talked to my grandparents at any point over the past 2 decades, and I didn't. And now they're dead.
And now you got to know what shit in the face looks like.
Yeah, man.
So that's the movie.
Oh no.
No, that's where the movie ends.
That's where the movie ends? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it ends there, but it continues forward.
And now, maybe you don't remember, if you hadn't had enough of the freestyling, the movie ends with freestyling. And
I remember the whole thing.
No, I had hoped that like you had just repressed it because that's the sensible thing to do for the sake of your sanity. Not only is he freestyling, he has a hat on that says like "Hoes love me."
This kid's
Something like
fucking
that.
like 10 years old.
Yeah, dude, fuck this pimpin' ass kid all movie.
This is a bad parent. Buying her, like allowing her kid to walk around with stuff like that, and then just sending them to live with murderers for a week.
So I found out that M. Night Shyamalan, when he made this movie, he made 3 cuts. One was straight horror, one was straight comedy, and one was somewhere in between. I can only assume the one that is available is the third one. And it's a bad combination.
It is.
Don't do both.
I want to see the comedy version.
It's probably just this, but more diaper shitface.
Lot more diapers. the diapers like overflow out of there.
They take away the attempted suicide scene, and they just add more shit diaper to pad the time code.
Yeah, she walks in the corner. He's like wiping his ass. Ho ho! Whoa! Yeah. You caught me.
You probably get to see him like sniff his own. Anyway,
Boy opens the fucking shed. Diapers pour out.
Yeah, way more diapers than just on the table in the shed. It's just Diapers the movie
God.
by M. Night Shyamalan. The twist is that it's not just shit.
There's a little bit of pee-pee in there.
Yeah, just a little.
Well, he's incontinent.
And it's not just Gramps. It's been many. That's the fucking shit-headed, shitty fucking movie, though, guys.
That's the movie.
So out of shitty 10, what would you rate this fucking thing?
4.
2.
Why 2?
2, because it was going to be a 1, but it gets a point for the shitty diaper. The shitty diaper to the face.
I gave it a point for a shitty diaper. I gave it a point because, you know what? As soon as she was like, those aren't your grandparents, I was like,
You got up.
There's the edge right there. I found it. I'm on that.
Here's the thing. I knew that shit 10 minutes into the movie. Even without having seen it before, I knew that shit. There's something unusual about it, and it was the fucking car ride. Why is it weird? Oh, it's weird because they're hiding something. What are they hiding? We already know that they're insane. We know that they're insane within 20 minutes. And then, okay, so what is it? Where are the grandparents? Where are the actual grandparents? Because this isn't them.
Yeah, this movie lost a lot of points for not being anything good.
Yeah.
There was no demonic demons that I thought there was going to be.
Nope.
There was no sacrifices. But
Death Toll 3, and you don't get to see any of it. 4, actually.
I enjoyed the oven thing. That was like, ooh, get the fuck out of the oven. What are you doing?
And then they promptly ruined it by having the fucking hanging chick swinging that didn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah. Well,
Also, like, let me tell you another thing that doesn't make any fucking sense about this. These people escaped a mental asylum, showed up at a house that they're familiar with the people who live there because they volunteer there. Murder them. 2 people show up over the course of 5 days. You're going to sit there and tell me that they don't have a strong enough support system that somebody would notice they were gone after 1?
you're raising good points.
In the real world, this would be impossible. These people would be in jail by fucking dinner.
Well, how would they even know where these people live? They can't. Like, they must have stolen a car and followed them
home,
at
and
the
then
exact, like, here's your fucking story.
Yeah.
Let's see that.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. All right. Fine.
So for next week's podcast,
Next week's
I
podcast.
have chosen 3 movies.
Okay.
2 of them are in the found footage genre,
All right.
but they have strikingly different themes.
Okay.
And then the third one is it's its own. So we have found footage about mental patients, found footage movies about mental patients. We have kids trapped in a house with dangerous adults. And we have documenting the life of someone who isn't who they seem to be.
Ooh. Let's go with documenting the life of somebody who they supposed to be.
We watching Creep next week.
Creep. Okay.
Mark Duplass.
All right. Again, a new movie to me. I've not seen it.
You're gonna love it.
All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't pick the crap that you said you had loaded in the chamber.
The first one, the found footage about mental patients, was Grave Encounters.
Yep.
I'm sure you knew. And then the kids trapped in a house with dangerous adults was Oculus,
I haven't
which
seen that
is one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait to do Grave Encounters 2.
We're not going to be doing Grave Encounters 2.
Well, we have to.
Hang on, let's just do it real quick right now. At the end of the movie, he goes into an alternate dimension through a door.
Also, Peter Chow's in it. Remember
Also,
him?
Peter Chow is fucking in it.
Remember him?
Does he do his horribly racist Asian accent that he doesn't actually have?
Well, he's got the glasses on. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Yahtzee. That's the movie.
That's the synopsis. Yahtzee.
Yahtzee, shit your pants. All right. Well, thanks for listening. I don't think we talked about fecal matter for more than we had to.
No, I made a diarrhea joke, and then when it came up because it needed to.
Nice.
Kind of like diarrhea.
That's the way fecal matter should always be.
Yeah.
Don't force it out. You'll blow out your sphincter, I guess. I was about to say hernia, but that's something else.
Well, you can aggravate a hernia. You can also
Okay.
get one from doing that. And then if you strain real hard, you'll poop your intestines.
Yeah, you will pink sock yourself.
Yeah. And you don't want that.
No, and that's what you should take away from this podcast.
If there's one valuable thing that my roommate has taught me is that once you do that once, it's incredibly easy to do it again.
Well, that's the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Grindhouse Movie Club. There's going to be shitting.